to the chat. We're a little slimmed down this week from our normal cast, but still joining me is DJ09, Mitch, and Ray to Chaos.
Wait, should I have a name? Was I supposed to pick a nickname?
It's Kaus. You gotta get it right. 3 syllables,
Ray.
not 4.
All right, King of Chaos.
I can set my own nickname. Let's do it.
And yeah, I think we're good to go. It's a bit of a slow news week as we've
There you go. Oh, hey, I didn't realize this sorts us alphabetically.
said in our title.
Oh, I'm at the bottom of the list.
All right, so let's get this started.
Say my name.
Mitch. Oh,
No,
yo
Discord name.
yo shits. All right.
I don't go to IIT anymore, so it doesn't exactly apply anymore.
All right, so Kimishima is stepping down as the president of Nintendo, and Shutaro Furukawa, there we go. I had to read it twice. Furukawa to become new president of Nintendo. So
was it Miyamoto? Was the last guy, the one who apologized to the world and then died of a heart attack?
Iwata.
What?
Yeah.
Miyamoto? No, Iwata had.
that would be Iwata. Miyamoto was alive and well.
Oh God. Yes,
Yeah,
Iwata.
fortunately.
Yeah, they had that terrible E3, and everyone was mad. He apologized to the world, and then he died.
That is not what happened.
That is not.
It's
I mean, no. Okay, that's technically accurate, but it's like that one article about the Punch Out thing. You just said it in a very misleading way.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
But nothing you said was wrong.
I'm not saying the two are related. It's just that was the last thing he did before getting a heart attack and dying. It was a
He
heart
had a
attack.
heart
right?
attack.
He did not have a heart
Yeah.
attack.
He had cancer.
Yeah.
Of the heart.
No.
No.
It was.
Oh no,
They found like an excess in his bowels or something.
Yeah,
That was
he
the-
died while on life support, or not on life support, or something like that.
Yeah,
So is there a
well,
statement on this?
there's
Yeah.
a fiscal report.
There is a fiscal report. It's part of their fiscal report.
And the fiscal report claims that Fire Emblem is coming out this year. I think that's a load of crap, but we'll
He
see.
announced it last year. It's coming out this year.
Let me see a
Well-
picture.
We'll see at E3. They bring up a slideshow presentation of the gameplay.
No. Well,
But really, they didn't announce that they finally got a new president.
I mean,
Maybe they're
this
not ready.
just happened. So
Maybe they're waiting for him to get closer to step down. Did it say when he's stepping down?
So
I don't
call
think
up
they-
one of your writers, tell them to write you up a little statement. It's not that hard.
I mean,
Maybe that's
they
like
did write it up. It's right here.
In the fiscal report.
The fiscal report was probably announced to shareholders.
I mean, they'll
Well, I
probably
guess
do
they're
it
the
soon.
only ones that matter.
It's all about the money. Am I right, Julian?
all about the money. Yep.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Smash is. It's also that Smash is gonna release this year, didn't it?
Well, that's true.
So it's Fire Emblem.
That's either gonna ruin the series or make it great.
All right, let's
Smash
let's
Bros.
let's look through
It'll
this fiscal
ruin the
report.
series. We survived, bro.
Let's see
Also,
how
yeah,
much Switch
Iwata
money
had a-
they making.
He died due to a tumor, complications from a tumor, not a heart attack.
I think this link I posted is actually worthless.
Oh yeah, that's right. All of their fiscal results are in yen. So, because I'm like, wow, Nintendo made $1 trillion this year. It's pretty good.
So when I first heard this news,
Oh,
I was
sorry.
surprised that Nintendo was-
1 quadrillion yen. Very good job, Nintendo.
Yeah.
Oi.
So when I first heard this news, I was surprised that Kimishima was stepping down. But then I found out he was never meant to be a permanent president.
Yeah.
It was like an emergency because Iwata died.
Right. Yeah,
So-
he was the interim.
Yeah. And the new guy that's stepping in he has clout in Nintendo. 'Cause he's been in upper management for a while. And he worked for the Pokemon company.
Cool.
So I guess they're giving Nintendo to good hands.
All right.
Not bad, not bad.
So yeah.
Sorry, I'm just reading, trying to read some of this
So
report.
much
See how much mad cash they made. All right, but I can't do yen. So I think we should move on.
Inverted.
Move on to our next
should move
topic.
along.
Keeping along with
All
Switch
right.
news.
There's some other stuff to be talked about there.
18 million units sold on the Switch.
Yeah, 18 million units sold for the Switch. It's been confirmed.
Yeah, that's
And
pretty
Odyssey
crazy.
sold 10 million.
Yeah, that's just nuts.
Odyssey is a great
sold.
game. Don't let anyone tell you differently.
Odyssey's a great game.
Yeah,
Everyone agrees with you.
not everyone.
Yeah, that is not a hot take.
Just saying, don't let anyone tell you differently.
I haven't heard anyone call it a bad game. Or
you
a
have
mad
not,
game.
You have not been on the internet very long. Okay, I'll save that controversy for another day.
Interesting.
Did someone relevant say this?
No, just a bunch of people on the internet.
If it's just Reddit, then who cares?
Fair enough.
All right. There is something interesting some interesting things to talk about on this financial report. Now that I'm reading it, it's kind of stark. Their net sales were more than double this year than last year for the whole company.
When the Switch came out.
Yeah, that's
The Switch
pretty
came out
that's pretty
last
insane
year.
still.
Labo, all in its weight.
But even more shocking, the profits were up 504% this year over last year.
I mean,
That's
Well, they
unreal.
released a new
they
console.
went from a console that burns money to a console that prints money. I don't really
Yeah.
know what you expected.
Hey, they did make a profit in the fiscal year of 2017. Or fiscal
Well,
year
they-
of
they're Nintendo.
2016 rather.
Well,
Because of the
Yeah.
3DS, right? Not the Wii U.
Yeah. And that sales were down 10% from 2015 to 2016, but now 2016 to 2017 up 504%. That's crazy. That's nuts.
I mean, people like the Switch. People are buying it.
Their return on equity
already
is
talked
also
about this.
better. So they have a higher profit margin on the Switch than they did on any of their stuff they sold the previous year. So even though the Switches are cheap, they're still making like mad cash.
Yeah.
That's actually probably more on the games than the consoles themselves. Now that I think about it,
I
sure
think it's funny that Odyssey. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I'm sure the consoles are sold at like basically break even or even maybe at a loss in order to sell games. It's what most console manufacturers do anyway. Consoles are
I think
cheap.
it's funny that Odyssey almost sold as much as the total lifetime sales as the Wii U.
Yeah.
The Wii U sold 13 million and Odyssey sold 10 million.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's pretty crazy. Also, Odyssey having a more than 50% buy rate, that's insane.
Yeah, it's 56.
For any game. That's insane. Like
I want
most
to know how many of those sales are from Odyssey bundle.
I mean, if they make an Odyssey 2, oh my god, I am
Yeah.
so esports right now.
You okay there, Mitch?
No,
Did you
I need help.
finish on stream, Mitch?
Not yet. We'll get there. You gotta get talking about that Yoshi game then. And we'll see.
Yo, apparently this is a good year to be a shareholder with Nintendo.
For Nintendo.
Yeah, their dividends were
Yeah.
like mad good.
It's not surprising.
Like their dividends went up. All right. Anything else you want to talk about from their financial reports?
It was also said that the Nintendo of Europe president was stepping down.
Really?
But yeah, he isn't leaving Nintendo. He's just taking another job in Japan, and someone else is going to like take his role for president of Nintendo of Europe. So, yeah.
Does he even like do anything?
I
Or am I just
This is the
ignorant?
this is the first time I've heard of him, but I'm sure he does stuff.
I'm sure there are like events in Europe I don't know about.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
So Nintendo's got like a lot of cash.
They've
Yeah.
always had that.
Yeah, but like, holy crap, that's a lot of cash. They're sitting
People are
on.
saying the Wii U was the death of Nintendo. Like,
But Nintendo would have to make like 10 Wii U's
right?
Yeah,
to actually be dying.
yeah. Nintendo. I just did the.
Now they've made the Labo.
So I just did
8 more
some
to go.
some conversions from yen to dollar,
Real money.
and
Real money.
Nintendo at the end of this year have $14.9 billion in assets, which is pretty good.
That's a lot of money.
They have 14.9 billion in assets and a meager one. What's 16 divided by 3? Screwed me up.
5.333.
It's 5 points. So then 5. Oh crap. All right, forget I said anything. I'll just do some. There we go. They only
That's a lot of
have.
money.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I was trying to get at in liabilities. They only have 1/5 of that they have in net assets just sitting
In
around.
assets. Okay.
Yeah. So that's pretty. They're in a really great
I mean,
position
That's really good. Yeah.
for a company.
I
Like
wonder how big of a difference that was in the Wii U era.
in the
terms of
Wii U era,
liabilities and
they
assets.
didn't. They slowly did lose assets. I know.
Okay.
They were like
I mean,
starting
the
to
big
cut.
ones
They were
for the
cutting
Wii
into
would be
that
like
Wii money basically. They built up a
2012 to 2014.
yeah. Yeah, they just sort of lost money, but 3DS kind of saved them. 3DS kept them afloat from losing real amounts of money,
hmm
but that's still crazy. Nintendo has gobs of cash. So yeah, Nintendo's doing a lot, is alive and well. I'm
The
just
Switch is such a gimped console to be selling this well.
but it's
Nintendo's
also
games.
cheap-ish.
What?
It does have Odyssey and Breath of the Wild.
It's cheaper than like the PS4 Pro, Xbox One X.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's also got a stupid gimmick. You
Porta-
can't back up your saves.
Portability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also, I mean, it's just a game console. Like, it's a fancy 3DS that you can hook up to your TV, except less portable.
The 3DS has more features.
The 3DS definitely has more features. You can watch Netflix on the 3DS
Yep.
for some reason. But
Yeah, speaking of that, I booted up the video app on my PlayStation 4 recently, and I see what you're talking about, Jake. It's a whole new menu now.
yeah, yeah, they like completely destroyed it.
Like, what the hell? And of course, even with the new change, I still have to scroll through a bunch of ads to get to the apps I own.
There are a lot of yeah, there are definitely a lot of Switch games coming out soon.
Yeah.
Yoshi game.
Like as far as games, the Switch has got them. Like there's good games coming out. There's good games on it now. There's good games coming out.
Game came out, didn't it?
It just only
Star
can.
Allies.
The
Yeah.
only thing it can do is play games. It's not a problem, but
Yeah, you're right about especially JRPGs too.
Yeah.
Mirage, Leonardo,
no, for sure.
Xenoblade 2.
Octo Traveler Pathman.
Mirage what? Oh,
The guy in the chat. Yeah, Octopath Traveler.
Chad, I should look. Okay.
So, yeah, Nintendo's doing great, and they have a lot of money.
Microsoft, on the other hand, hasn't released a game in a while.
Are they like Microsoft's been doing other stuff? Microsoft's been doing a lot of
Yeah.
interesting stuff, but
Ooh.
Microsoft makes money doing other things.
yeah, and they're well. I could spend an hour talking about Microsoft, but that's not related to things we talk about on this podcast. So I'll
Darkest
restrain.
Dungeon? Never heard of that.
It's
Darkest
it's
Dungeon.
on
Yeah,
Switch or not Switch, on Steam.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Okay.
It's it's a role playing game. All right. I think that's all we got for that. Unless Julian, you got a last one?
No, that was it. Praise our Nintendo overlords.
Oh wait, let's see. How did they didn't even include the Wii U at all.
In terms of the really?
Yeah, for consolidated sales
Oh,
for
I
this
guess-
year, they bunched it under other. It was just 3DS and Switch. That's
I mean, that's what deserves.
oof,
Okay,
oof.
I don't think the Wii U's that bad of a console. I like my Wii U. It's just unfortunate the way it was marketed. You know.
Oof. Still though, Nintendo really just kind of shoving it under the rug.
Do we think
Like-
Devil May Cry 5 will be shown at E3 this year? What do you guys think?
From what I'm seeing,
Do I think what?
Devil May Cry 5
It's
will be shown at E3
possible.
Who cares?
This year. Who cares?
Wow.
Wow, that's how you treat our fans.
We have fans. Karen, right? She cheated on Jake.
Jesus.
I mean, I'm not a Devil May Cry fan, so like I'm
I
not
played the
sure.
remake, and it was okay.
the last game that came out to come out from that franchise was the remake that everyone hated.
There doesn't seem
Nintendo.
to be any recent news on it, so if they want to,
I mean, they put them in Monster Hunter, so maybe there's that. But
That's true. Wii U does have Virtual Console, unlike the Switch.
That is true. And I love my Wii U for that. I was just playing Punch Out on it.
see, it's a shame you'll be forced to sell your Wii U when you get a Switch.
I'm not selling my Wii U.
There's no alternative.
I really like how Nintendo listed playing cards as a line item on here, but not the Wii U.
Playing cards?
Playing cards.
They did start off as a Hanafuda trading card company.
They
Fun
they
fact.
made one like 70th of the profits on playing cards than they did on the Wii U. However,
Yeah.
they listed as a line item on here instead of punching it under other,
They're just sweeping it under the rug. The
which
okay, I kind of compare the Wii U as like to Nintendo, to this generation's GameCube. You know, it's a console that no one bought, but it had some good games on it.
Right? The
yeah,
GameCube didn't deserve its fate of being shrunken down and placed into every Wii that existed except for the later ones.
at least they put the GameCube functionality and stuff into the next console. Like they didn't pretend it stopped existing.
That's true.
They kept its controller around. They kept like some things about it. But like they're really trying to pretend like the Wii U didn't happen.
because it didn't.
They're trying their best to just sweep it away. Never happened.
They kind of acknowledge the Virtual Boy though as like a joke.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. Why is there no Donkey Kong 64?
The
sequel?
Wii gets a lot of hate. I've never seen the Wii get much hate.
Yeah, the Wii.
The Wii is like the second best-selling console of all time.
The only hate I see is that it was a dust collector, which was kind of true after like 2010.
It is true. I mean, it got hate
But
from.
I wouldn't really call that hate.
Yeah.
I mean, it got hate from like, quote unquote, hardcore gamers because people saw it as the casual system. You know.
Well, that's just irrational.
Yeah.
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 Well,
I
what's
think that
what's
the-
wrong with it? I mean,
because a lot of Wii games didn't support like traditional controls. You know.
yeah, that was the whole point.
Hmm. So people saw it as like a
But I mean,
That's a
nunchuck
gimmick.
Wiimote with no motion control was still decent.
yeah. I mean, I liked it in Galaxy. I thought the Twilight Princess controls were
Twilight Princess
Okay.
controls were interesting.
They work better with a normal controller.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have the mother of all terrible inventions. Super Mario Galaxy. No, Skyward Sword.
Skyward Sword is fine. The best implementation
It
of
is
motion
fine.
controls on the console.
Yeah,
It is just
that's fact.
fine though.
I can't deny that, but I can say the game was whack.
I think that is the second best Legend of Zelda game, objectively.
Now you're.
I'm not
I
that
don't even
that
know what to say.
I'm not
What's
joking.
Out of the 3D ones or all of them?
Out of the 3D one, yeah, sorry, out of the 3D ones.
Okay, so
I mean, I
don't
think
know.
Breath of the Wild is the best Zelda game.
Yeah,
I
agreed.
recently played through Ocarina of Time. I gotta say that was much better than Skyward Sword.
You
I
never
would
finished
agree with
Skyward
that.
Sword.
Hmm.
I'm halfway through Majora's Mask. It's much better than Skyward Sword.
Okay, yes, that
Remember
I
all the
that I
Zelda
agree with
games,
from a like okay, if you're talking about me, I don't think that Skyward Sword is the second best Zelda game. I just think from what the game has to offer, it is
What did it have to offer? Besides the way the story was told was kind of nice.
the
I
way the
liked
story was
it.
told
It
was
had
cool.
a-
The like
It
I
had
liked
a lot of
the
content.
yeah, it has a lot of
It
content. I
had-
liked the
It
areas
had
before
interesting items.
all the dungeons. Like
Yeah,
every
the time traveling desert was cool.
yeah, the desert and the whole volcano thing and everything leading up to the dungeons is all really cool. Like they
Okay.
looked at Twilight Princess and they said, "All right, in between the dungeons, there's no content.
Let's
it's
pick
it's
a
walking
spot."
around
the-
and doing nothing." But
the
then
story and presentation is some of the best, but playing the game was not that.
Yeah, I got it.
see, I disagree, but
It had a lot to offer, but it constantly got in its own way. Unlike
And
Twilight
then-
Princess, which was just terrible in every aspect.
By the time where you had to return to every place the second time, and they were just menial missions, that's when I.
That's what I heard. There's a lot of
Well,
backtracking.
see, I never got to that point because my game
Yeah.
broke. It just bugged out and I couldn't continue.
Wait, did you do the
I
the
did. and
Thunder
didn't
God
fix it.
first? Oh.
yeah,
okay.
yeah, Mitch triggered the game-ending glitch.
Yeah, there was an update for it.
It didn't
I
work.
did-
It didn't
first
work
off,
for
that was
Mitch.
a separate app you had to download. It didn't fix anything. And secondly, I did exactly what the game told me to do.
That's the problem. It was
That
is true.
it was an enormous design flaw.
Does the Switch even support Wii Motion Plus?
Hopefully not.
I
I don't
have to
think so.
assume it.
It's got that ice
does.
cold glass of water or whatever.
So, like, would you even be able to play Skyward Sword? on Switch?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because
Maybe you
the
could do it with
Joy-Cons, yeah, the
Joy-Cons,
Joy-Cons
yeah.
have the sensors in it.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, you just play with
And
the
about
Joy-Cons.
Mad World, I never played Mad World, but that's a game I always wanted to play on the Wii. I'm a big Bayonetta fan. I think Platinum Games made Mad World.
Yeah, they did.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, speaking of Platinum Games, perfect segue. Platinum Games wants the wonderful 101 on Nintendo Switch.
That isn't surprising, but yeah,
I
Kamiya.
mean, did anyone here play that?
Yeah.
No, I never played one
No,
for.
I only hate
I-
on it as a
I didn't-
joke. I actually know nothing about it.
Okay, so I haven't beaten it, but I have played it because I have it.
I heard the controls were terrible. Is that true, Jay?
It is okay. The learning curve for the controls is insane, but like,
But if you get over that, it's like amazing or something.
well,
That's what I keep hearing.
I don't know. I don't know how they could have done the controls better exactly. Like the nature of the game is what makes it's so hard to control. So I don't know. It was what's prevented me from continuing playing it because I was having a hard time with the controls and
Do you own it?
yeah, I do own it. Yeah. But I have not touched it since day one. I got it for free.
Oh, okay.
So I played it
Yeah,
for one
that's-
day and then I haven't picked it up since.
That's what I commonly hear is that it's like Beautiful Joe.
That's what I hear too.
Yeah, it seems cool, and I really like the base mechanics and stuff of it. But man, is it hard to like get used to. I'm sure it wouldn't actually take that long. I just never put in the time to do it. So
I hear the same about Star Fox Zero.
Oh,
I'm
that
pretty sure
game-
Platinum Games like developed that game too.
So the problem with that game is that once you get past the terrible controls, you realize there's not a game. The game
Star
is the
Fox Zero,
controls. Yeah.
the game of the controls.
The game
Is that the one on the
controls.
Wii U?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was like 4 hours long. I watched Tri play.
Again,
I mean, there was all the missions and stuff after, so there's more content.
Oh, it's all like 64 where you have branching paths, but like, it was just a bad game.
I don't know.
They pretty much remade Star Fox 64, but they put in more buttons to do everything, and added motion controls that made everything harder to do.
That's what I hear.
It's like they didn't do anything interesting with it or add more content or anything. They just kind of threw it in there, and it's like, well, there's no challenge to this game other than the motion controls.
Yeah. Apparently, though, they don't know how likely it is that they'll be able to do it, but
Why not? Because of the drawing stuff.
the what
on
now?
The Wii U.
Doesn't
Don't you have to draw stuff on the Wii U?
yeah, I thought you had to use the touchscreen.
No,
Yeah.
no, no.
Yeah,
All that
those are
all
the-
that drawing and stuff happens with the sticks. That's why it's
What?
hard to control.
What? What do you mean you don't know how they can improve it? They have a touchscreen.
Yeah, I don't.
I think you can use the touchscreen for certain stuff, but it's worse in a way, if I recall. Maybe Mirage can be more specific, because honestly, my memories on it is a little bit hazy.
That's fine. We'll just if they do add it to the Switch, hopefully it would turn out a little bit better. Because I hear good things about the game, and I wish it did better.
Yeah, the Switch has a touchscreen, so they could force you to play it in undocked mode. That's the thing. Does any Switch games actually make use of the touchscreen? Is there any reason to?
Not to my recollection. No.
I'm sure some like indie games do, but
yeah.
I couldn't name one.
Because like most of the games want to be able to work in docked mode. Like that was the one cool thing about the Wii U, is that like the touchscreen
Oh,
was
there's Rhythm Game.
on a control.
Wait. How do you actually play demo on the Switch? Hold up.
Mirage says the indie game Shadowbug uses the touchscreen.
Huh.
Never heard of Shadowbug.
Yeah, I've
You've
never heard of it.
Living then, because I haven't heard of it either, and I'm dead inside.
True.
Yeah,
dead
there are
inside
games
too.
that use the touch.
Yeah, I believe it.
You think they'll make a good Mario Party on this game?
Mario Party's dead. It's been dead since Mario Party 9.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're
I
right.
hear some people like 10.
Yeah, there are people
Yeah,
who like
yeah.
it.
Are you sure those are people and not Zuckerberg?
Yeah, they probably haven't played the older Mario Party.
What if they have?
I mean, like some of the older Mario Parties aren't exactly great. But I
Better
mean,
than 9 and 10.
Yeah, 9 and 10 are disgraces to gaming as a whole. They're just so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Speaking of
Like,
which,
the closest thing we got to a modern Mario Party was the Amiibo thing.
wait, why is this on the list?
What is it?
Infinity War Iron Spider suit revealed for Spider-Man on
Why
PS4.
we-
Who cares? All right,
What? Wait.
You
I
have
thought it
something to
was
say?
you have something to say on this, Julian?
I
got
mean,
something to say. Fuck you, Joe.
it's cool that they're doing this.
Because
Because it's a
Well, okay.
skin, fam.
Okay, originally in the Civil War comics, the Iron Spider suit was a gift that Tony Stark gave Peter Parker, right?
Alright, didn't
but
he use
now-
it against him?
No, because he was yeah, kind of. It was destroyed. I'm kind of giving spoilers for the Civil War comic, but
Yeah, no one cares.
okay.
You have 3 viewers. They got their warning.
Basically, he started. He went back to his original suit after something happened in Civil War that I won't give away. but now in the okay, I didn't know that the skins work in the PS1 Spider-Man game.
Meaning,
I guess he gets different powers.
Yeah, he gets different
I don't
powers.
know.
One of them, they
haven't
said one of the suits is the Spider Punk suit, which allows the player to pull out a guitar and dish out an AoE attack, which knocks enemies off their feet.
Ah,
Interesting.
Also, this is a pre-order bonus, by the way. These
Yeah, they're
these
supposed
extra
to do
suits.
Okay.
It's three suits, and they're part of a pre-order bonus. One of them is Iron Spider, one of them is Punk Spider-Man, and we don't know what the third one is yet.
Black Spider-Man.
Ooh. Yeah, it'll be the one from the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh god.
Oh.
More bidding.
Has Symbiote Spider-Man been announced for this game?
I don't
No,
think
right?
so.
They are making it.
Okay, well,
Didn't
could
they
be
show
what-
off Venom in that movie? Speaking of which,
yeah, the new Venom trailer came out.
well, no one cares about that. Let's.
Yep.
Moving on.
Moving on. Big Dragon Ball V Fighter Z balance patch in the works for characters.
And merge Zamas in his perfection. Praise him, revere him.
Wait,
He
so
has a float. He's
so the patch
future
isn't out
Superman.
yet. So it's they just announced that there's gonna be a patch. That's it.
Yeah, they announced that they listed some characters who they're gonna work on, which they're gonna probably nerf Gohan. They said he was getting some work done.
He's
Which is
broken in
nice.
fighters.
He's not broken, but he is, well, overpowered.
Okay.
Yeah, there are
Yes,
14
but that's-
14 characters are being changed. Isn't that most of the
Yeah.
cast?
There's 21, 24 in the cast, I forget.
So
Yeah, it's a good amount.
about
Most
2/3.
are probably gonna get buffed, but they haven't actually given details. Oddly enough, Cell was not on the list, and he was, well, they got the big three of the big four, which is Kid Buu, Gohan, and 16. Oddly
wait,
enough,
isn't this
Cell.
on screen?
Yeah, that's on the screen.
Yeah, it's on screen.
What's on screen? Oh,
Nothing.
look, kind of neat. No one here plays the games. I can't really. I'd rather gush about Zamas because he's perfect in that intro where they spinning around and fuse together.
The thing to note in that trailer is that he's floating.
Yeah, he can fly. It's a show where everyone has the ability to fly, and he's the only one that can do it in this game. They all have the super dash where they fly across the screen, but that's like not free flying. That's you hit the button and then you have a destination, and the game takes
Oh,
you there.
thanks for the host, Mirage.
Yeah, I would love a new Yu Yu Hakusho game. I'm a big Yu Yu Hakusho fan. I haven't seen the trailer for the new Hero Aka
Yusuke
game.
for fighters.
There's a My
Just-
Hero Academia game.
Yeah,
Yes,
probably gonna be.
I guess that's
terrible.
not
Yeah,
surprising.
that's a thing.
Jake. Yeah, Hero Aka is really popular.
I mean, yeah, but I don't know what a game of. I mean, yeah, I guess. Because isn't it kind of slice of lifey? Or am I wrong? Am I totally
It's-
wrong?
You are, but there are chapters where it's you learn more about the kids and they do high school stuff.
Okay.
Okay,
it's so they're high school age. That's probably why I thought it was slice of life.
yeah, it's a shonen, but there's like a chapter. There are chapters and episodes where they do high school stuff.
That's kind of
Got
the
it.
in between the arcs kind of deal.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
Black Clover can get a game, I don't see why this wouldn't.
Yeah,
One Piece still has that game with he's on an island and it's like a medieval island.
I forgot what it's called. Yeah, the
World
trailer for that actually
Seeker?
looked good.
Like he used his gear second as like a ranged attack.
Okay.
But
Wait.
I
also,
have
it's
that
probably
one.
going to be terrible.
I highly doubt we'll get a Yu Yu Hakusho game, unfortunately.
Wait.
Yusuke
So
for
some
fighters.
guys getting to play KH3 early?
Okay,
That game's not coming out, so who cares?
okay, no.
No,
They-
I
this
actually
game-
believe it'll be out this time.
Yeah, this game is definitely coming out in 2018.
Yeah,
People are
Wano's
getting
gonna
to
be
play
in
it.
2017. People are still saying that.
There's a release date.
There is.
There is?
Oh, okay. Oh, my bad. No. There's a release year, not a release date.
There's a
Misspoke.
release year for KH3. Yeah, not a
There's no
release
date,
Is there a release season?
but it'll probably be like late November, December.
It'll come out
Yeah.
on January 1st, and I'll technically be correct.
That you will. So yeah, that game might come out.
Yeah, I did see. Yeah, I did see one article about a Gundam game. But I didn't look
Yeah.
at it.
Gundam games are all terrible.
I haven't
Haven't
played
had a
any
good
of the
one since
Gundam
the
games.
PS2. Even then, they were mediocre at best.
All right, Night Trap. Wait, what the heck is Night Trap?
Julian handles this.
No one knows what Night Trap is, really?
I only
Apparently-
knew after I watched the video.
Apparently, it
It's the-
sucks.
Yeah, it's the game that was responsible. One of the games that were responsible for the ESRB in the
What?
90s.
What about it brought up about the SRP?
Yeah.
Because Congress thought it. Well, some people in Congress thought it was too violent kids to play because it had like live action segments for like.
Was it a
a
kids
wo-
game?
I mean,
Games didn't have
Yeah.
ratings, so
yeah, it was really corny, you know.
Okay.
And yeah, it was a Sega Genesis horror game, but it had like really it's a point and click game, and some members of
Oh.
Congress thought it was too violent, quote unquote, for kids to play.
A point and click game.
Yeah, even though it really wasn't violent. If you like look at footage now, it like it's nothing. But yeah, that's why
I
Night Trap is famous.
I like this little statement here. I'm just gonna read this. Night Trap is one of those video games that is so wondrously bad people will never stop talking about it. Sega's 1992 interactive movie, which was such a disaster that Nintendo's senior vice president Howard Lincoln said it would never be published on a Nintendo system.
Okay, I didn't see that quote. But...
Wait, what? Isn't it coming out on the Switch? Isn't that what you said?
Yes, this was in
He said that in
1992.
92. Yeah.
In 1992, Howard Lincoln said it would never be published to a Nintendo system. Well, now he's wrong. Never say
He needs
never.
to be fired.
That was
I'm
25.
surprised
That was
no one-
25 years ago. So,
Yeah.
man,
Yeah, it's coming to Switch.
yeah, it's coming to Switch, all right. All right. Oh yeah, yep. There's a trailer for. What is this trailer?
Hold up.
This trailer is this is not a video game I'm looking at.
It's a point and click adventure game.
It's
Oh, it's like it's the
montage.
original ad.
Always-
So you're looking at the video.
Yeah. It's this person getting bitten on the neck.
And you don't recognize this.
No, I don't recognize this.
You don't recognize it?
I've never seen anything about this.
Yeah, let me go pull up
Really?
the video and I'll tell you. You said it was Night Trap.
Yeah, Night Trap.
YouTube video up.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Oh, I recognize the Switch. I have. Oh, this is not what I was expecting at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interactive
Yeah.
movie.
I don't recognize that in the slightest, but that was amazingly cheesy.
All right,
Yep.
so Labo.
People thought it was too violent back in the 90s when it's really nothing.
But like the guy was like what reaching? He was pulling a Shining with like a robot arm, and it was just like a loop. It's like
Yeah.
a giant wrench.
Okay. So moving on from that. Speaking of Switch releases, Labo. Labo
well,
Isn't
was
Isn't that tomorrow, technically?
They're selling cardboard.
It
no.
came out on the 20th.
Yeah, it came out last week. One of my
What?
coworkers has it.
I learned
have
today
bad
that it
intel.
actually requires a Switch. I didn't know that until now.
Wait, what?
Oh, that's Europe. Okay, I'm dumb.
You didn't know Labo was required the Switch?
I thought it was separate.
No.
It's
What?
cardboard. Why would it require the Switch?
The whole point
I
is
mean,
that like
technically
you
could build the kits.
the whole point
without-
is that the cardboard is interacting
like-
with the games.
Right.
Like you are.
Yeah.
Did you never watch the Labo trailer or anything about
I
it?
did. I just thought it was compatible with the Switch. I didn't know it required it.
You thought it was $70 for just do-it-yourself cardboard?
Kappa.
Come on.
Come on,
I,
man.
I knew you could make the the programs and stuff in the Switch, but I thought like I didn't know you were required to do anything with it.
What would the Labo do without the Switch?
I don't know.
It would steal your money.
Cardboard.
Mitch, what? All the cardboard stuff interacts with the Switch. Like,
Apparently.
You like put controllers into it, you put the Joy-Cons into it, like you make a
I
piano
thought
or a
those were
robot
just
suit
a
or
couple examples that used it. Didn't know
I
they all
mean-
had to do it.
I mean, okay, sure. You could build the cardboard crap without What would
Yeah,
Nintendo
you
be
could.
selling?
I don't
That,
know.
that should be a
Cardboard?
heat check.
They're already selling cardboard. What?
Can
gonna
we get these
stop 'em?
parents to buy this?
Did you like just fall on the meme that it's just a cardboard
But no,
kit and nothing else?
I don't actually know any of the features. I haven't looked into it, but yeah, it
I mean-
requires the Switch.
I don't know, man.
That's kind of the whole point.
I just wish they weren't selling cardboard.
Why?
They're not
Because it's
really selling
cardboard.
cardboard. They're selling the software to interact with the cardboard.
Yeah.
It's gonna be another Wii U. It's gonna be terrible.
Isn't this selling well?
Yeah, it's selling good from what I
How?
hear.
How?
Because
not-
kids
I don't believe you.
18 million Switches are out there. It's a lot of them are kids with parents.
there's a lot of kids.
But cardboard?
Heck, yeah,
At
one of
some
my
point, the parent who knows nothing about video games is gonna have to go. Okay, let me take a step back here. You want me to buy what?
I disagree entirely.
There are actually
Like,
some cool things.
Okay,
people
okay,
are building
okay.
with
Like
Nintendo.
my coworker, right? He has a kid,
Yeah.
4 years old.
Your
She's
coworker is 4 years old.
No,
the kid's 4 years old. I must have cut out. So coworker has a kid who's 4 years old.
Okay.
But she's too little for VR because she can't like wear the headset.
Okay.
But
I don't see how that's a problem.
she also has a hard time, like she doesn't have like great dexterity for a controller, but she likes playing video games anyway, even though she can't do anything. But now Labo, she can like they like hook up all this stuff and do the robot stuff, and she loves it because it's really fun and it's like VR type thing, but not VR, and it's great for kids.
Okay.
And also it's like crafty and stuff. You get to sit down and build it with them, and they can help you and
But
construct the
there are
thing out of cardboard and then use it and play with it. It's such a cool idea.
But there are other kits out there where you can do that. Like it doesn't require
For interacting with a game
console.
though. But for interacting with a video game? Cuz like it's not just a robot suit that does nothing. It's a robot suit that you can use to control a robot and punch things. What other
Okay.
thing what else can you do that with right now? At least, with
a cardboard box.
a cardboard box that can control a robot on screen and punch things?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think you're underselling what Nintendo's done here.
I don't understand what Nintendo's done. I'm not over or underselling it. I'm saying that I don't get it.
You should buy it and try it out.
I don't
You're
want
the
to
one
buy
with the
it.
Switch.
It costs money. That's my problem with it. It's cardboard and it costs money.
What,
They're
you
they're
are
not
actually-
selling the cardboard though.
You are not in the demographic.
Yeah, you want
I'd probably agree to that.
They're
You're not a
definitely
kid and
selling
you
the
don't have
software.
kids.
I don't know about that.
it. What?
I'm a big kid. I get the McDonald's Mighty Kids meal, and
Oh my god.
I need a montage of things. Someone give. Let's go. I only play Majin Buu on Fighters.
Going back to what Mirage said in the chat.
Are you talking about Resonance Refrain?
Yeah, I don't know what Shining Universe is. I might check out a robot named Fighting on the Switch if I had a Switch, because I
Fighting
do like
Gundam
Super
game.
Metroid. And my bad for the comparison.
The comparison to what?
He said comparing Wonderful 101 to Starfire Zero, it's like comparing
yes.
Twilight Princess to Okami. Bad comparison. I mean, don't people compare Okami to Zelda anyway?
I never played Okami, so I don't really know.
I played Okami. I never beat it though.
I
That
never
one's
heard of
on
it.
My, wow.
Wow.
I just haven't.
What?
Okay.
What did I say?
Not you, him.
Oh shit!
Oh,
But yeah, Shining Resonance Refrain. It's getting the Switch release, I think. But it's delayed. Something like
Yeah. All right.
don't think
It's
I
like-
made that up.
that's all I hear on the internet. Like, oh, Kami's like the new Zelda or something, or not the new. You know what I mean? It's like Zelda.
Yes.
Are you sure you're not talking about Hob?
Hob.
See, I'm not surprised you haven't heard of that. That was more of a meme than anything else.
Okay.
It's a Zelda clone that showed up on Steam Greenlight not too long ago.
Oh, okay.
All right. Moving on though. Latest Switch hack. This is pretty interesting.
Oh yeah,
So this
that homebrew.
yeah, this new homebrew thing is actually based on an exploit of the Tegra X1 processor on the Switch, which means that Nintendo can't patch it out. Which is
And now we can finally back up our save games.
which is interesting. So they would need to, in order to fix the patch, Nintendo would need to change the hardware and start releasing and start selling Switch with new hardware basically. So
what is
anybody,
this?
so that means at a minimum, even if they fixed it right now, there would be at least 18 to 20 million devices that will forever be susceptible
What
to
is
this.
it?
Mine's one of them.
So it's basically an exploit that allows, you have to have the Switch hooked up with its USB-C port, and basically you can hijack the boot process and run whatever code you want.
How are people finding this out in like
So-
the first year of the console being released?
Yeah, so you
Is
can.
it that easy?
Years of
No, okay,
practice.
so the Tegra X1 chip has been in other devices,
I see. Okay.
and the exploit was already sort of understood on like the Nvidia Shield
Got it.
and stuff like that. So they've adapted it to work for the Switch, and they've gotten, you can run Linux on the Nintendo Switch now. You can boot into Linux, and
Oh yeah.
That's crazy.
yeah, which means that they can, and they've even been able to get some bootleg ass games playing on the Switch now using this hack. So, yeah. The only downside to the hack is that you need to do the exploit every time you boot it. So you need to boot tethered, kind of like an old school iPhone jailbreak.
Jeez.
So every time you want to reboot the Switch, you need to make sure it's hooked up to your computer. But they might find a way to they might have enough access with this to be able to write to the boot sequence.
So can you just like run whatever game you want?
That's the idea. Right now it's very
You can
primitive
bypass the license,
and
whatever
early
it's
and
called.
stuff. Probably. I mean, theoretically you could use this to run any operating system you want. So you could modify the Switch's OS to ignore all that kind of stuff and then just like boot into that.
Jeez.
So it's only a matter of
actually
time
kinda
before they
excited.
start modifying the Switch OS to do whatever they want it to do.
And someone will find a way to make it so you can back up your save games.
Hasn't someone already done it?
I feel like they have, yeah, but I don't
Yeah.
really know.
I have no idea. But yeah, this is gonna be a big deal probably. Nintendo probably is not happy about this.
You should get to work on something.
There's no way that Nintendo wasn't at least somewhat aware of this
I think they declined to comment
vulnerability.
on the situation. Oh, like
No, I mean
before?
like
I don't know.
they've probably known about it for a little while. I
Yeah.
have to assume. Because this has been known, the exploit itself has been known about for a good 6 months at least. Maybe sooner. So the exploit's been known for a while.
Mhm.
But yeah, the only way they can patch it is at manufacturing. So that means the Switch is permanently opened for hackability. Unless Nintendo does start fixing it in the hardware, which they probably will. So which means if you don't have if you buy a Switch, 5-6 months from now, you might not be able to homebrew it. Possibly.
Mine will always have it, and it'll be worth it.
Yeah, maybe you can sell it
I
for
never
like
homebrewed-
$350.
My- I
I
never homebrewed my Wii or my 3DS, so I mean,
I did for my Wii.
I updated my 3DS, so I'm a little screwed.
The Wii is like the easiest to jailbreak console Nintendo ever released. People just kept finding new ways to do it.
Recently, you need like Chibi Robo or something
Chibi Robo to do it on the Wii?
for the 3DS.
Oh, for the 3DS. On the Wii, you're able to do it with Brawl or Twilight Princess, or even better, they got it down to a point where you just go to a site, put in the MAC address of your Wii U, it downloads you a file, you just plop that file on an SD card, pop it in your Wii, you get a letter in the mail on the Wii home menu, you open the letter, and boom, there you go. Your Wii is homebrewed.
Jeez.
So the homebrewing community for Nintendo consoles, they'll figure this out. They'll find a way to make this easier somehow. It's really inevitable. But this is pretty cool. Now they've got it. Now they've got a hack for real that Nintendo can't patch out. So
Yeah.
Is there any way they could detect it through Wi-Fi?
detect it like through the software, or
I think it means if you can play online.
oh, for playing online?
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, it'll probably be a game of cat and mouse where like it'll be able to bypass it at first, but then Nintendo will release an update, and then they'll have to find a new way around it, and
Oh.
probably something along those lines.
Well, I mean, well, they just like ban people. Because I know it's not the same thing, but when Sun and Moon got leaked and people were playing it, some people were dumb enough to try to go online, and they got banned.
Yeah, that makes sense. I have no idea.
I remember when the entire roster of Sun and Moon got leaked before it came out.
Oh, yeah, and they found out they didn't like add any new Pokemon.
Yeah, on the Wii, they never kicked people off for homebrewing, or they never banned people
wouldn't-
that I know of. Like I had a homebrewed Wii and I played online games all the time, never a problem. Now I wasn't doing anything like bad or anything, but if Nintendo could
Well,
detect
my
it, they
example
weren't.
is way more specific. There was a game that was not released yet, and people were connecting
Oh,
to the
like
internet
that?
through the game.
Oh, well, probably. If they did it with Pokemon, it wouldn't be that surprising if they did it again. All right, I think we're good on that. This is exciting stuff though. Like even if you never
Yeah.
plan on doing it, it's still interesting to follow.
Yeah.
People like reverse engineering this crap and figuring it out. Oh yeah, then Nintendo can update the firmware to check for suspicious behavior and block access to online play, or even potentially brick the console.
Oh,
Which, whew,
I think
This doesn't sound worth it.
So now they have two ways to brick the console. One by just doing it like that, and another one with their
that's just mean.
with their USB port or whatever.
yeah, it's
Does that brick
unlikely
up-
Nintendo would actually do this because
I
if
feel
you
like-
if you mess up and accidentally brick an innocent person's console, that's bad.
Yeah, I'm
Also,
suing your ass.
I feel like they have no legal grounds to brick the console.
They don't. At least not in the United States. Who knows about Japan, but at least in the United States. But yeah, then I mean Nintendo can
don't
update
think-
the firmware, but to check for suspicious behavior, but you don't have to update. So
What if they secretly update the online agreement to say, if you breach
Well,
our rules?
that won't
That online
that does
agreement
that kind of
wouldn't-
stuff doesn't fly in court. They
Yeah,
never
that's
hold
what-
up.
That's what I figured.
Click-throughs don't hold up beyond like the most basic of protections.
There's boundaries. You can't take people's children or
Yeah, you can't just be like you owe us if you hit agree to this agreement, you owe us $300. Like you can't.
You owe me your first child.
Yeah, you owe me your first child,
Sentai pad.
or if you violate the basic terms of this agreement, we'll immediately brick your console. Like, no, that's not gonna
Much.
fly.
Pretty much what those are there for are say don't cheat online, don't turn our stuff into a bomb, and anything you attempt to do to this is on you.
Yeah, that's basically all it can basically.
Just avoiding a lawsuit.
Yeah, it's protecting them from you, not really
Pretty
the other way around.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's.
We might be getting a special guest soon,
Is it Mary?
Mauricio.
Oh,
Okay, so what's up with
is there
this?
another lightsaber for us?
I don't know anything about it, by the way. But
What's up, Jake?
I don't know
You
any-
wanted to talk about the
yeah, I don't know
Go ahead.
anything about this, but
Switch
GTA 4 removed songs from the in-game radio stations with an update. That feels very strange.
Yeah, I think that's I didn't read the article, but I imagine it's like their agreement ran out or something.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know. It's just
but,
like it's an old game. It's so strange. But
How old is GTA 4?
Came out when I was in middle school, so at least like 8 years old.
yeah, I think the game came out in 2008. So
Yeah, it's 10 years old. Okay.
yeah, came out a long time ago. And it's
I
now
mean, on
getting
PC, you don't have to worry. You could just
no.
fix it.
That's true.
I mean, also if you have the disc, you just don't have to update. You still have the
Right,
physical.
True.
It's weird if you look at like Fallout 3, that had radio stations on it with licensed music. That came out around the same ballpark, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, same with all the Guitar Hero games and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what this
Well,
is
Guitar
about. This
Hero,
is
at least they didn't use the direct tracks. They had a cover band that did a lot of it. Some bands they actually use the original tracks though.
Rock Band has a lot of original.
Mauricio, say your piece about the Switch hack. We just finished talking about it.
Nobody who nope that hack for like people who deliberately want to do it so they don't have to so they could pirate games and stuff. Like they'll probably get tired of it like immediately because they have to do that hack every time they turn on the system. It's like,
but you don't have to
I
turn
don't
the
approve
system.
this.
But you don't have to turn the system off. Like it has a sleep mode.
Sure, but still, I just feel like people
Well,
won't do it.
There's no.
There's a
reason to
few
do
there's
it
a few
for
small
piracy.
amount of people that will consistently do it every single time that they have to,
Right.
but I don't think it's not going to destroy the Switch or anything. I just think it's like, oh, that's interesting, but that's really cumbersome and
Well, but here's the
annoying.
thing. Here's the thing. This is only the first step because now that they can do this, that probably means that
they're
they'll
gonna
find a way to actually just
perpetuate
install
and
it.
get
Right.
around and-
Right,
Yeah,
because you might have
No,
to
I know.
tether it the first time, but then after that you might be home free.
I mean, I don't want to go back to that topic for too long because you guys are already past it. But I don't see like if until that step happens, I don't really, there's not much to do or even focus on. But yeah, Jake, you're right. Once they hit that point, once somebody figures it out where they don't have to do it every time, it may be a problem. That's
Also,
a big
it's,
might.
people will use it for piracy, but there are also a lot of other things that it can be used for. Like
Sure.
with the Wii they had PM, things like that.
Yeah.
And then if someone can figure it out if they haven't already. You can figure out how to get your saves off of there, put it on a different Switch.
Press F to
Sorry,
go to
audience, for
stats.
going back to a topic they
It's
finished.
okay. The audience doesn't care.
Yeah, I don't think they care, Mauricio.
Sorry, audience. All right. What were you talking about when I dropped in?
Yeah, the
GTA 4
GTA 4
updated
is
and removed
deleting a
songs.
ton of songs, yeah, from the game.
Oh, whatever.
It's just
It was
Who cares?
Scrubs. It was Scrubs did something similar when the Netflix version has different music.
I mean that kind of sucks because I haven't played any of the GTA's really ever. I have 5, but I just haven't had the time to play it. But I've heard
Oh,
that
same.
there's a lot of very classic music in those games. Like apparently people heard Horse with No Name from like GTA 3 or something. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty interesting that that's how people were exposed to some of these like classic songs that they normally would never hear. So, but I mean, the game is how many years old? It's like who really and honestly, at that point, do people really listen to the radio all that often in the game if they're still playing it? I mean,
Yeah, but
Apparently some of these are important.
this doesn't really apply to the
I
people
don't
still
know.
playing it though. It's applying. This mostly applies to the people who haven't played it yet.
If they're the type of people who are all about game preservation and how this is like changing, like this is changing how the game originally was, and years from now, if we ever want to visit the original incarnation of the game, we won't be able to. I guess if
I
you're the
mean-
kind of person that cares about that kind of stuff, but
I mean, I'm
I don't
kind of in
really-
that boat, but the
It's
music
not
for
that
the
hard to do.
radio is pretty minor. Like
right,
it's
not,
minor.
It really is. It's like go to Pandora. I'm sure somebody's done a playlist of GTA
mean,
4 radio music.
If you're on PC, if you're on Steam, you can just fix it, and if you're on console, you can just not update.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
just going back to what Jake said, it's just like a minor change to the game, and I don't think anyone
I don't-
really.
Yeah, I don't think it's really anything to.
Rockstar doesn't want to update the rights because they don't think it's worth it.
It's not worth it.
It's not. It's the game is so old. They've made the money that they needed to from it. They've got to, why spend? I don't see the
Yeah.
logic behind
And
that.
at the same time, you bought the game. Do they have the
Years ago,
should they
you've
be able
played
to
it
remove
years
content
ago.
from it?
It is weird though. Like you buying a game and then them releasing an update that removes a bunch of content. That's kind of
mean,
sketch to me, but like
it's just
I don't like the
music.
precedence that yes, it's music.
It's not like you can't play the missions or they're taking story out or
We're
actual.
looking
like-
ahead here, okay?
Yeah.
Huh? What happened?
We're looking ahead.
What
guess,
precedence
but
does
I-
this set?
I'm just saying, for this specifically, I don't see why it's such a big deal.
It's like
That
pe-
music is
people
so
were
readily
mad.
available anyways.
Like people were mad when Destiny 2 came out because it was just Destiny 1 with less content, right?
You wanna do you remember when Left 4 Dead 2 was coming out? People were
Oh, the boycott.
pissed. Oh
Left
yeah,
4
they're
Dead
like
2 was
we have to
it was-
boycott Left 4 Dead 2 because it only came out like maybe it came out less than a year after Left 4 Dead 1 came out. And so
Yeah.
people were royally pissed. They were like we
Really?
need to boycott this game. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was like
Valve-
not
I
it
didn't
was
know
not
about
that
that.
Claimed that
Yeah,
Valve
those
claimed
never
Left 4
work.
Dead 1 was going to get a bunch of content and it just never happened.
Yeah,
And
they
they
just made a
released a
new
second
game
game.
because they're like, here's all these maps, here's some new weapons and a few new mechanics. Just make it a new one.
It's just a better
But-
version.
but-
It's like Left 4 Dead 1 Deluxe, but better, but not Left 4
I
Dead
mean,
1.
if you want to reduce it down to that, sure. But I mean,
I mean, it was just
you
a
know,
better game
there was-
anyway, so it's fine.
There was so much outcry when it first happened, but it's like, guess what? Those people who boycotted it, nobody backed them. They bought the game anyway, so who cares? I mean,
Boycotts never work.
no, and especially and like petitions, they don't work either. Like every time I see a change.org petition, I'm like, for anything related to gaming, I'm like, what is this? Like, what do you? No, this doesn't work. This never worked.
Hey,
Why-
it
Operation Rainfall.
somewhat worked for the Battlefront 2 or whatever.
And you got to understand that like when you make these petitions and stuff, someone has to be there to listen to it. And with video games like EA and Activision and them, they're not interested in listening.
yeah,
They're interested in making money.
Right.
So the best thing you can do is just not buy their games ever and only buy
Yeah.
games from like, the indie devs who actually give a damn.
That's how it's always been. You
Yeah.
vote.
Vote
Rooster
your
Teeth,
wallet.
Funhouse. Yeah, many people have said
Well-
this. I say them specifically because I listen to their podcast. But it's like you vote with your wallet. If
Well, see, the
if it's
problem
not
there-
selling, then that's it.
The problem there is that the vote with your wallet doesn't really work anymore because of the whales. So they only need a handful
Whales?
of they only need a handful of people.
Well,
to
yeah,
do it, and then
that's
they're
for
good.
games with microtransactions.
Yeah, which is what the big devs are doing. The ones who people are complaining about these days.
I see what you're saying.
Operation Rainfall worked.
It's just
What's
So at
Operation
the-
Rainfall?
It was a fan campaign to get Japanese exclusive games
Oh,
from the Wii
Last
to
Story.
America.
really
Yeah,
Xenoblade.
Xenoblade Chronicles, Last Story, and Pandora's Tower.
That's cool.
Interesting.
But like Nintendo though, they're one of the companies that actually give a damn about their games. So that
I
can
mean,
work.
kind of.
But when you're banging your head against say EA, that's never gonna work. They're never gonna change because they're gonna whether or not you buy it or whether or not 100,000 people buy it. I don't know. I'm making up numbers now. It to them, it's not about whether the game's good or not. It's whether or not they can make money, and they don't need you to make money.
Or even did they make enough to move on to the next
Yeah.
thing?
So
Yeah.
the boycott isn't to make the game better. It's to make it's for you, not for the game.
Right.
I mean,
So
yeah, pretty much.
you don't play the game because it's bad, and then that's it. There's no higher calling to it. So again, like you said with that Nintendo thing, and I'm gonna bring in Warframe here because the devs there really care. When people start boycotting on Warframe, the devs listen because they actually care about their game. So they'll take out they'll take out dumb shit that like they accidentally made a slot machine once in the game that was making them a boatload of money, and they removed it and refunded everyone that used it. 'Cause
Oh
people got
wow,
mad.
really?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
it's like it's
Good
because they
guy,
care about the game.
Warframe.
Yeah, that's just
awesome.
my interpretation of it. The big devs, I mean the really big ones that are more comes down to the suit and ties making the games over the developers. The boycotts won't work.
Suit and ties. That's
Okay.
funny.
I mean, if you stop buying the game, it's just gonna push them into the microtransactions because that's quick, easy money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you killed the franchise. Who cares? We'll just make a new one with more microtransactions. Because it's the marketing campaign that sells the games these days, not the game.
True.
You need
That's
a couple cool
yeah.
trailers, and you can sell whatever you want.
And the
That's
loot
true.
boxes.
That's true for most. Most, not all. There's still some purity out there.
Yeah, I say if you want that purity, you gotta look for the indie devs who are, they want to make something that they want to make, and then it also has to work, or else they'll won't be able to eat.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So what were we talking about? I feel like
GTA 4, whatever. Songs are gone. It's
who cares?
not
Find it
great,
on
but
Pandora or YouTube playlist. It's all there.
I mean, also just don't update.
Or don't update. Do that easy.
Buy
Alright,
your
next
buy your
topic.
games from GOG.
People still play GTA 4? Like,
If
why
you
would
buy
they?
it on Steam, you can turn off auto update, and you can play the game without updating.
Of course, the people still play GTA 4. Why not? People
Yeah,
still
of
play.
course.
People
Let
still
me
play
just-
Ocarina of Time.
I mean,
People still
GTA
play.
4 has a good multiplayer, unlike GTA 5.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Damn, shots.
I wouldn't know. Yeah.
All right.
I'm the
it
same
was-
as Mauricio. I bought GTA 5 and like played it for like an hour and just never went back to it. 'Cause
You
Wait,
know,
what?
Yeah,
It's
that's
a single
exactly.
player. You got
Are the
really
ratings
annoyed at the
still
multiplayer.
destroyed?
You know what's
Oh,
really
it's back to
funny?
mixed.
Single player's
I
good.
got GTA 5 because I got on Xbox. This was like maybe 2-3 years ago. I got on Xbox and it was some friends that went into the military and I haven't spoken to in like years. And they added me to a party. I was like, "Oh my god, what's up, guys? How's it going?" And then they were like, "Oh, just chilling, finishing up whatever." And I'm like, "That's awesome." And GTA 5 was on sale at the time, and they all had it because we were like, "Oh, what games do we all have that we could play?" It's like, "Oh, I don't have this, I don't have this," but they all had GTA 5, and I was like, "Oh, I'll get GTA 5." And then I got it, and I never played with them. Oh man,
it's definitely on my backlog.
I don't know what it
Multiplayer's
is. I
fun
just
enough.
couldn't get into it. But
Don't try the
but-
multiplayer. The multiplayer's terrible.
besides that, what was the next topic?
All right. So the next topic is.
Are we actually talking about this?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's
Yeah,
do it.
We're gonna bitch about how terrible this article is.
All right, this article sucks.
What
Oh,
article?
okay.
We'll tell you. We'll tell you
Okay,
guys why.
Fine.
So, this article is written like this guy was.
No. The news is. Well, what's his name? I don't actually know what his name.
The name is MPAP.
MPAP has broken the Mike Tyson's Punch-Out blindfold world record
Yes.
with under 20 on the 20 something.
2036.
Something 2036.
20
Is
minutes and
this,
36
like,
seconds.
He's lying or something,
No.
No.
or is
He
he
beat
No.
the game with a blindfold on.
But
Yeah.
the way the article is written, it's like he was
It
the first
implies
one.
he's the first person to ever do this, and he took him other speedrunners. Well, not took. He learned from other speedrunners and put together a run
But
that
that's
could
not
actually
actually
finish
what
the
happened.
game. But
Yeah.
my guy Sinister One been doing this for years.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing is, yeah, because
I
they
love
list.
I love when Larone is really loyal to something because he just he says it so differently.
Okay, listen,
Right,
listen to
go
this
on.
sentence. This sentence kind of sums up this article. It said he acknowledged he used the strategies of other streamers to help putting together patterns to defeat each fighter, which include Power Pack, Dave P, Summoning Salt, Sinister, Zallard, and Jack Wedge. That's a list of people who speedrun this game blindfolded, by the way, who contributed techniques to help him get through the game. Like,
So it's just a list of everybody that does it, and he's just like, let me just mention these people because he probably did.
but they're like here's a list of people
No.
they contributed techniques to help him do this. But like they all also do this. Like they never mentioned that anyone else does this blindfolded.
Oh, I see what they.
Like,
oh,
The
I see.
problem is not with any of the runners involved. The problem is that this article is crap.
Yeah, everything
no, I
they
get it,
say
though.
is
Like, I understand.
true. But
It's just most
But
people
they
don't
leave
know
the
about
fact
this.
out, and they say it in a way that makes it sound like this is the only guy doing it,
Yes.
and that people helped him, not that the other
Yeah.
people did it as well.
The
I
worst
see.
part is when it asks, maybe we'll get to see this at Summer Games Done Quick, as if
Yeah,
they haven't been
that-
doing blindfold
that-
Mike Tyson's punch out at GDQs for years.
yeah, they say
I
the
know.
real question is, will we be seeing this at Summer Games Done Quick? Two problems with that. One, like Larone said, they've had this for like the whole, like every single GDQ ever. And two, you
like
can
how
read
they
the lineup
listed it.
right now. It's already available. You can look at the list.
Yeah.
It's
Alright,
on
wait,
there.
When was this article written? What's the date? Is it maybe it was
2
like
days ago.
5 years old.
It's 2
No,
days ago.
That's
No.
impossible.
2 days ago.
April 24th.
I
This
don't-
is
I-
2
I
days
got
ago.
nothing. I got
This
nothing.
is
It was
this article.
respectable when Sinister One finally actually beat the game live.
I remember watching that.
Yeah,
because
in
it took him like
college. Yeah.
2 years of GDQ runs
right.
to finally do a live one at GDQ
Yeah,
and finish.
yeah. It's been
This
it's
is a
been
while
at
ago. This was,
almost
like,
every
2015.
GDQ. Yeah, it
Well,
might
there's
this may
that
have been
guy
every
that did a world
GDQ.
record.
Because
Like
I have not been watching GDQ since 2015, so it had to have been then.
like this article is so bad. It's kind of unbelievable. But
Yes,
Hey.
let your,
You know what
let
else?
your
You know what else is
flow-
bad?
Let your hate
Our
flow.
sponsor, Squarespace.
Squarespace allows you to build a website with convenient templates and other stuff that I remember from the Rooster Teeth podcast.
Oy.
Squarespace, make it square. I don't know.
Hip
First learn
sleep apps.
HTML and CSS.
Bill Cosby, he's a rapist.
There's really no point anymore, Julian. Like
we all agree on that now.
on a what about Bill Cosby?
Oh, they decided he's a rapist.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all agree now.
more like Pill Cosby. Am I right, guys?
Oh. You know
Wow.
what really made me? You know what really made me sad? I forgot like I was reading this article that was talking about it like yesterday, and they were talking about how Bill Cosby at one point was known as America's dad. And I
America's
was like,
dad.
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus Christ, how like the fall from glory that's happened to this guy, terrible. Not I
Apparently
mean like
he's-
I'm not feeling sorry for him. I'm just like, man, that
Yeah.
before you
Culture.
were loved and adored, and then shit happens, and
And you
do
you
stupid
you
shit,
took
and
advantage
now
of
you're
a bunch of people, and now you're rightly regarded as a terrible person.
Apparently,
Yeah,
this has
it's
been like a
like-
known thing in Hollywood that Bill Cosby's been doing this.
Yeah,
It's-
Hollywood's
it's
just
just-
really bad about that.
Yeah.
That's
Can
usually
I,
how
like-
it works.
Can I talk about something kind of
Yes.
loosely related to this?
Please
So
do, Padawan.
y'all know I'm a knight, all right? At least give me that.
Okay.
Go on, Knight.
What?
What?
So Mr.
What?
Rogers, right? Mr.
Yeah.
If I'm with you.
Mr. Rogers, right?
Okay.
We all
Uh-huh.
love him. There's no dirt on him like
Yeah.
at all.
Isn't he a vet?
No, that's a myth. He was never actually in the military.
Oh. Damn.
Um,
Stupid.
Yeah, I remember that joke years ago. Like we we would be like, do you think he was ever? Because it was like he was a non-vet or something. It was some weird like. It's like imagine he was like a sniper and he was like he sees somebody. He's like, Hey there, neighbor. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Pulls the trick. I don't know.
Jesus.
But but back in, but like there was never any dirt that ever came out on Mr. Rogers. He is full. He is like every good thing that the public knows about him is true, and nothing. He hasn't done anything crazy in his, in his secret life that has come to light or anything, right? Like
Yeah.
apparently England had an equivalent of this. I'm trying to find, and it was like this English guy was so revered and loved by the public that he was even knighted. Like that's and turns out he was a child molester, and they found this out after he died. And when he died, everybody came out because he had so much power when he was alive. Nobody said anything, but as soon as he died, all this evidence and all these accusations and people came out of the woodwork and
Jeez.
brought to light all this stuff that happened to him. And it's just like I heard that, and I was like, Jesus, that's crazy. Like, imagine knowing this person as this image, and then it's like, really, they were nothing like that. And I only remember that because of this whole Bill Cosby thing. How it's like, my image of Bill Cosby when I was little was like, he's this lovable caricature that was always there. Like, it's like I never thought anything bad of him. And then, years later, it's like, oh, he was actually a rapist. Oh, that's terrible. And it just reminded me
Yeah.
of this English situation. I'm gonna try and find out who this person was.
In my high school health class, they have a gym teacher who teaches it, and every
Did
year
he diddle
at the
people?
no, every year at the end of the semester, he would always put on it was like a 2-hour stream of just Bill Cosby crap. Everyone always hated it, but he never stopped, and he put it on the exam, so everyone really hated it.
What?
And he
What?
apparently, in light of the accusations, he still does it.
I mean-
okay, I know this is like really far off topic, but the reason why like a lot of people are like trying to deny these charges for like Bill Cosby is because like the Cosby Show was like the first family sitcom for African Americans that like had like a
Oh yeah,
Really
with like
Yeah.
a father that was actually competent and
an
yeah.
affluent family. Like his wife was a lawyer and Bill Cosby was a doctor. Like that was never seen on television for black people until the Cosby Show. And now that these accusations have been brought to light, it's like seeing your idol just fall.
Yeah. Wasn't
know?
Cosby also
Yeah.
the guy who said black people need to stop blaming the white man?
I think he said something like that.
He also said that other black comedians need to stop making a mockery of African Americans on television.
Oh my
Pointing to
God.
pointing to people like
Tyler Perry.
yeah, Tyler Perry and Eddie Murphy.
Tyler Perry, gotta love him. I love Eddie Murphy. He's great.
But like that quote feels particularly ironic now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because now he's like the biggest joke in
maybe
all
he
of
was
it.
Maybe he was projecting.
Projecting like hardcore.
So I found out who this guy was. His name was Jimmy Savile or Sabble. I can't tell from the guy talking. But a Rooster Teeth podcast 207, about 56 minutes and 32 seconds in, they talk about Mr. Rogers, and then he talks about this guy who was, he was loved and knighted, and then after he died, they're all like, nope, he was a pedophile. Look at all this stuff, and it's interesting because they were talking about Mr. Rogers and how apparently there's a picture of him on the internet of him with his middle finger up and he's smiling, and it's because there's a nursery rhyme that talks about this finger, that finger, like that's what it's called. And back then, you didn't think much of it, but like now that people see this image, they take it out of context and they're like, "Oh, look at Mr. Rogers putting the finger up." And so yeah, that was just the discussion topic. And then the guy Gavin, he's from England. He's like, "What? Did it turn out something like he was a pedophile?" And he's like, "No. What are you talking about? Everybody got on his case." And they're like, "Hold on. I have an explanation for why I brought that up." So yeah. Yep.
Interesting.
But yeah, that sucks for Bill Cosby. I was listening to what you guys were saying about the sitcom and how it meant something and all this stuff.
That's just
It's
really
terrible.
sad.
It sucks. Yeah. for
I
everyone
mean,
except Bill Cosby. He's
he-
getting what he deserved, but
he's getting what he deserves, but it sucks.
a little
to
late.
see
A little late, by the
someone
way.
like Bill
The-
Cosby. You know what
The
I mean?
culture needs some new heroes.
Yeah.
Be that hero, Larone. Do it.
Hey man, you got
Make change.
T'Challa.
We still have Neil deGrasse Tyson. It's fine.
Yeah, we've got
Uh,
Chadwick Boseman.
We got Chadwick Boseman. We got Neil deGrasse Tyson.
You got
Tyson's
Black
like kind
Science
of a
Man.
douche though.
Who? Chadwick
Who's-
Boseman?
Tyson, but
Neil deGrasse
Who?
Tyson.
yeah, but that's fine. But he like hasn't done anything like morally repugnant, so
He is.
What's
we're good there.
He
Wait,
is?
what's repugnant?
No, he has. I said he hasn't done anything
Oh,
morally
okay.
repugnant.
I heard
Oh,
he
okay.
totally
Like people like
Yeah, that's what
like
I
he's
figured.
kind of an asshole, but like he's not. He hasn't done anything like horrible or anything like that.
He just
I
seems
remember
like
he
the kind of
went on
guy who
to-
gets he's tired of answering stupid questions.
Well, no, but he goes out of his way sometimes.
Yeah, like
maybe not out of his way, but like apparently when I think it was Gravity, when the movie Gravity came out. This is also from the Rooster Teeth podcast. He like went on Twitter and talked about how like unrealistic and how many flaws they had in the movie related to science and how it was so inaccurate. He went out and did that, and then he went on a talk show. I think it was the Daily Show or something, or it was some show, American talk show that had a globe spinning in like the intro or something. And
Okay.
he got on the show and immediately he's like, "Yeah, your globe was spinning backwards." And he went on about it. But I mean,
see
but,
that's
as
not
far
even
as
that
being-
bad to me. So the stuff
as
that
far
I
as
really
being a jerk off, what I mean, he hasn't done anything too incendiary to warrant that. But like, I mean, you know,
I don't know.
he might be that guy that like goes off about science whenever you even remotely, you know, I'm not saying he does, but he might be that guy,
See-
kind of guy, you know.
See, the thing I've seen
Like
the
you're bullshitting
worst.
with your friends about science, and then he's like, actually, this is how it is, and this, and you're like, dude, can you like calm down, please?
See, the worst thing I ever saw him do was during the eclipse in the U.S. and stuff. He was like on Twitter, like talking about like, oh my gosh, like all these people like clamoring over the eclipse, and like, come on, guys, this happens all the time, like multiple times, like it happens like at least twice a year. Like, why is everyone going so crazy over this? And like, really, dude, like, you of all people, you would think like you're like an astronomer, like. You would think like
Yeah,
you should.
why you gotta be a killjoy? He's like the guy that like he's really into something, and then when it gets public, he's like, guys, this is not anything new. It's been forever. How do you not? Why are you so excited now?
But also,
You know, it's
like, come on, like, yeah,
let
it
people have their
happens.
fun,
It happens like twice a year and stuff. But when does it happen in your like near you where you can actually go and see it? Like, I'm not gonna go fly
Yeah,
into the
it's
middle
like,
of the
let me-
ocean to go see the eclipse.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let me get on a boat in the middle of the goddamn ocean just to see the moon go in front of the sun. Yeah, let me just do that. Or better yet, let me go to the Antarctic where it happens much more frequent than you'd realize. Yeah, let me just
Yeah.
do that, Mr. Tyson.
Right?
No-
Yeah.
nothing bad on him, but it's just like, come on, man. calm
Like the
down.
last time it
Whatever.
happened in the United States is like 75, 80 years. Like most people haven't seen that in their lifetime. Like most
Yeah.
people don't get to leave the country very often. Like it was just so
Yeah.
weird. And like he also just
Ah.
apparently thought the eclipse isn't that big of a deal or something, and he doesn't want
never
people
knew that
getting
about Neil
excited
deGrasse
about
Tyson.
astronomy or science apparently, which isn't that supposed to be his thing? Getting people excited about astronomy and
Yeah, I mean,
science?
you would think.
Like
You sound exactly like Bernie Burns on the Rooster Teeth podcast. I wish I could find the episode. That
It's
he's
coming
talking
up a
about
lot
that, but you
today.
bring up the same exact thing. Wouldn't you think that this guy who's all about astronomy would try to accentuate this to the public who's already excited about it and like, hey guys, that's awesome. This is why this is happening. It's like, no, not really. He's just like, yeah, I already know this, and a bunch you all plebeians who because you didn't know this already.
yeah.
Not saying Mr. Tyson is like this in real life. We're just doing this for the sake of comedy. Don't sue us, Mr. Tyson.
It's okay. We have
I mean,
we
I'm
have
just
chance.
saying some facts, but I mean he's probably mostly
People
fine, but
mad
he
at
has his
Chance.
moments. He has his moments where
Um,
it's just like, come on, man,
Mm.
come on, man.
Even though he didn't even say anything that bad.
Yeah, he didn't.
Yeah,
But Kanye is poison now, and if you say anything to defend Kanye, you're drinking the poison.
The man has an opinion that he put it on Twitter, and a lot of people don't like it. Not gonna comment on that.
All right. Next topic.
Hold on, real quick. To
Our closing statement. Cosby, it's shitty that it happened.
No. Sorry, I wanted to correct myself actually. For the Mike Tyson Punch Out thing, their Punch Out blindfolded is not happening at SGDQ this year. By the way,
It's
Wow.
probably
Not
not
on-
happening.
it's not on the schedule. It's not happening.
Wow.
Oh,
Well, I mean, they could
Jake's
still
a
check
fraud.
the
That
schedule.
that article could have
fraud.
checked the schedule. By the way, the schedule has been available for some time now. So
sure.
It gets points though because there's a JoJo reference in the pick.
This JoJo reference. What is it?
It's Zappelli and Dio talking.
that's on the
Where is
SGDQ the SGDQ schedule
Yeah.
page.
Okay. Why is it Dio and Zeppelin?
Yeah.
Don't know.
Oh, how many runs do you have to reset to reach those times?
Oh, it's the speech Dio gave to Zeppeli in part 1 where he's like talking about how many breads have you eaten in your life? And Zappelli's getting mad at him because he's comparing bread to humans.
Right. I don't.
Right.
Shit. When did that happen?
All right,
Go get the-
moving on from that.
Shut up. I'll go get the volumes from upstairs.
No,
and
no, no,
read
no.
them.
Cut him off.
Come on. All right,
it's
Sonic
like a
Mania
third
Plus
half.
launches worldwide in July.
Okay,
What is
What
that?
is it?
I don't
What
know.
is
Makes it
Sonic
plus?
Mania Plus?
I have
makes it
no
plus?
idea.
Oh, I guess I'm supposed to know, but I haven't looked.
No, it's because it's because Mighty the Armadillo and that other character that I don't know are added.
Something the flying
Oh,
squirrel.
wait.
Ray the
Added-
flying squirrel.
Yeah.
So it's the same.
Really?
Yes.
He's
Yeah.
finally in a video game
Yep.
besides the arcade game. That's awesome.
He's in the fan game.
You want to say that one more time?
He's in the fan game.
He's in the fan game. Yeah, yeah, but this is official. This is
I know.
Yeah.
It was a joke.
This is an officially sanctioned Sega product.
I still
Technically,
haven't played.
Mania is a fan game. You know,
Yeah.
because Whitehead made it.
Well,
But,
Christian
you know, it's
Whitehead
published by
helped a
Sega.
lot with it.
Yeah, I know.
And they made it at the
Have you
same time.
guys-
They got decided to
Have
make
you
a
guys
wait.
played the? Have you guys played the game that Ray and Mighty are from originally?
No.
Nope. I never played Knuckles
Nope.
Chaotix. I never played that other
So-
game. That's
Sonic Arcade. If you want, and Brookfield, go to the Galloping Ghost Arcade. They have it there. You could play it. But yeah, it was like Mighty and Ray were in there with Sonic. And that was their only appearance for a bit. And then Mighty, for some reason, they brought him into Knuckles Chaotix, and then they never ever used him again. Besides, like in the Archie comics from way back. But
I didn't even know Mighty was in another game besides Knuckles Chaotix. Okay.
yeah, they were
Now I know.
both originally from the arcade game.
Do you know
And,
why I know about Knuckles Chaotix?
Ego Raptor,
Ego Raptor. Yep. All right, go ahead.
awesome Chaotix. But
Awesome Chaotix.
yeah, and the only other reference I could think of to their appearance was in Sonic Generations on the classic stage for City Escape. There's like
Oh,
a
really?
poster that's saying like missing, and it's Mighty and Ray on there. I think that's the only other time that they've ever appeared. So that's really cool that they're in Sonic Mania Plus, especially because it's like a fan thing. I'm sure there are people that really like those characters for whatever reason, and it's nice to see them in a game that like in a more accessible game final.
But why them and not someone like Amy?
Because who
or-
cares?
Cream or
Whatever. What other
something, right?
characters would you want
Do
in
you
there?
want Amy or Cream in there?
I don't know. Amy, Shadow.
Amy and Cream were in the advanced game for the GBA.
Yeah, those are the games I played.
Uh huh.
They've been in Sonic Heroes. They've been in other stuff before. But it's nice that these guys,
I
who
mean,
are
I don't
the
think
most
Shadow
obscure
fits
thing
better.
ever. It's like, hey, you can play as them for whatever reason. Don't worry about it if you don't have to or don't want to. It's cool.
I was waiting for the what is it, the Chow Garden, whatever they call those things.
The Chow
The
Chow
Garden.
Garden. It's the best part about
Buy
Sonic
buy
2 Adventure Battle.
2 on Steam. Yeah, go
Oh, I
Sonic
think I own it.
Adventure 2 Battle, Jake. God dang it. Sonic 2 Adventure Battle. Get out
That's
of
what I'm
here.
saying.
What?
I want them to add
Whatever,
it in
man.
the new game. Have like
Whatever,
Pokemon
man.
but with Sonic and I
Right.
don't know.
Get it on Steam and then get a
think I
GPD
do.
win so you could play it on the go. And there you go. Or go bust out your GameCube, plug in your GBA, and put in Sonic Advance 1 and bring
not
your
like
Chow
what
with you
you-
on the go.
Now you bring that up, it is gonna be nice when I finally move into that house. I'm gonna be able to actually bring all my consoles.
I could live like a human again with my
Yeah.
belongings.
So
Alright,
what
what
else
were we
is-
talking?
What else is in Sonic Mania Plus besides Mighty and Ray? Are there new stages or?
A save and
Possibly.
playback feature.
There's this encore feature. I don't really know what it is. And there's the time attack and competition stuff is the
Laurent,
4 players
really
now.
top tier reporting.
The article didn't have much on it. What you want from me?
Okay, so there's optimized boss
Can we,
fights.
can we at least pretend like we spent some time preparing for this?
Yeah,
There's-
it's like
there's-
you could have said there's an encore mode. That more details will be told soon, but there's not on it right now. You just said that, but you were just
Apparently, it's
there's
coming
an
out in Japan 2 days later.
There's an encore mode. I don't know what it is. Don't worry about it. But it's there. It's
Seven-
Okay,
17.
okay. There's optimized boss fights, remixed versions of all stages, a 4-player competition mode,
Yeah.
Cool.
and a save playback feature.
Save states.
It just says save playback. I'm guessing it's like a replay functionality. You know how in
Yeah,
like Mario
so-
Kart 8 you can like replay your race or whatever?
So do they mean like maybe you can have like a little ghost of your guy and you can race him? Is that what they mean?
Oh,
Oh, yeah, that could be interesting.
that would make sense for a Sonic game. That'd be pretty cool.
Who reads Japanese? You can read the
Like
Japanese article.
like in the Trials games.
Why wouldn't
for
just
console?
go to Gamatsu?
One more time, Jake. You didn't.
No, I was just saying there's there's more details apparently in the Japanese article, I
Oh.
guess, that people haven't translated yet or whatever.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
Looking
yeah.
forward to it. Maybe. Glad I didn't buy Sonic Mania yet.
Yeah, me too.
I mean,
I
the
wanted
up-
to,
the
but I was like,
upgrade
I
just
mean,
don't have
it's
the time to
free
play
if
the
you
game.
already
I'm not
own
gonna
the
get
game.
it.
is it?
Oh,
I thought
okay.
it was like I thought it was
It's $5.
heavily discounted.
Yeah, it's $5.
I heard free.
Huh. I don't know. I would-
No,
And
it
it's, like,
says
not that
owners
much more if you don't.
owners of the original Sonic Mania can upgrade to Plus for 500 yen, which is roughly $5 US.
Oh, well, it's $5. Okay.
$5, not bad at all. That's great.
That's not free.
That's pretty cheap for DLC in 2018.
It's 2 characters. That's
2 players,
I'm okay with paying for that.
yeah,
It's not free.
$2.50 a pop.
and remixed
Plus
versions
all
of
the
every
other stuff.
stage.
Think, Julian. That's like all this extra content for a good game, or like 2 slices of pizza that are momentary in your life.
That's
What's it
That's
gonna
a-
be?
I'll take the pizza.
The pizza sounds like a better
I
investment.
haven't eaten in 2 weeks. Sounds pretty good.
Oh man,
Oh.
grad
Oh,
school.
I just got Panda Express and I tried their new wok seared steak and shrimp. That was high quality stuff. Shout out to
Oh,
Panda
really?
Express.
Yeah, our sponsor for this week.
Sponsor.
Wok seared shrimp and steak.
If you want, if you'll only settle for the highest quality of explosive shits, Panda Express.
It was good. I don't have explosive shits from Panda Express.
Yeah, Panda Express
Y'all
is
are
fine.
weak.
Nah,
Why would you
they're
go
fine.
to Panda Express for Chinese food? That's
Yeah,
like
you can get better Chinese food
Because it
for
was right
cheaper
there,
anywhere
and the
else.
it's
pan-
like the
and
It's-
Taco Bell
Chinese,
of Chinese
But
food.
but it's
the
about
Chinese
time.
places near me were closed.
Okay.
Also, most
That's
Chinese
fair.
places you can't
I
like
mean,
walk
like,
in and
if you-
immediately get food. That's
Like-
the
Okay, well,
market
that's
that
really
Panda
a-
Express.
that's really
You
a
gotta
Chic-
wait.
That's really a Chicago thing. It is so much harder down here. Like,
Yeah.
Listen, if I want real ass
Everywhere
tacos,
sucks
I'll
down
have
here.
my grandma or something make them, right? Or my mom. I just want some shitty. I'm deliberately out there. I just have a craving for shitty tacos. I'll go to Taco Bell. Yeah, I'll pay for it later on the toilet, but you know, fine.
I don't
whatever.
have that problem. I don't understand. What are you
Shout out
what
to
are y'all
Taco
ordering?
Bell.
Did
I don't have that
anyone else
problem
see
either.
what,
I'm just that's the joke apparently.
anyone else see what the one Mouseketeer did in the chat?
No,
What?
don't give them the time of day. Not not even worth it.
Next topic.
Ad troll. All right, God of War PS4. Does anyone care?
Okay,
mean,
I care. I want
I-
to play this game.
Hold on.
I want to play it
God
too.
of War PS4 what? Jake cut out for me.
It's good.
It's
Yeah,
good.
It's good.
I
That's
wanna
the
play it.
topic.
That's the
but
topic.
I'm-
No
Apparently,
shit.
it's good. It's got good reviews.
It's
10
getting
out of
like 9s and 10s everywhere.
yeah, 9s
Let's
and
wait
10s.
like 3 months, and hopefully someone will have played it by then, and someone can actually talk about it.
It's
I'm
actually
sure
funny.
they already have plans for a trilogy.
If you got if you guys want to watch something kind of, pretty funny, the Funhouse playthrough, they played like the first not they played a good chunk of the game, but it wasn't too long. And they all played the God of Wars before it, and so as part of like the joke of it, they were just shitting on it. It's like because it's very cinematic, this one, and it takes itself very seriously.
Yeah.
But the other ones, it's like all right, we're 10 minutes into God of War for PS4. Let's cut to God of War 1 on the PS2, and he's like fighting this sea monster. And then they go back to God of War PS4. It's like, all right, where's God of War original? And then they go and he's like fighting a boss, or he's like doing crazy stuff. It's just a funny little joke. And they were talking about how they would always cut to like all the other God of War games where you're just banging somebody. You're banging like Aphrodite, or you're banging some girls in some room, or some weird some like hidden off place. And it's like, nope, this Kratos stuck with one woman, a son.
Nice.
He's straightened himself out. Went from his college party days to I have a son now and my wife is dead. I can't do that no more.
Does anyone know how they're like if they're tying in the original trilogy to this at all? Is this like a
I would like to learn,
I have no idea.
I would like to learn, like, is there another anything of the God of War lore? I've never played any of them.
Same.
But like I would like to understand if like like they also reference that. They're like, oh yeah, this one you have an axe that you could like swing and call back. He's like, but do you have these cool chain things that you could just go around and whip people down? Like cut to the original God of War and then it shows all the crazy combos. I'd like to know how is like, are there different worlds that exist with different pantheons? And after he messed up the Greek one, did he move to another world or something? Because there's things that are referenced. Like he has Aegis, he has a few relics from the old continuity, so to speak. So it'd be interesting to see how it's tied in. If that were true, like, he could go to anything. He could go to like the Aztec and Mayan pantheons if he wanted to. He could. Well, I don't think they'll go that far, but like,
I would definitely buy that game.
I could see the Jesus boss fight is he goes in, you just constantly brutally kill him, he just kind of wakes up. He's like, I resurrected again.
If they do that, they have to they should do what Dante's Inferno and Bayonetta did and go into the Bible and pull all these crazy, weird, abstract things that barely anybody knows about except for the evangelical Christians and put that stuff in the game. Here's an angel with 7 faces. Go for it. Rip all of them off. It's like that would be something that I would like to see. It would be cool to like all these different pantheons he could go to, like the Aztec or Mayan ones. Like he fights, Quetzalcoatl or any of these other crazy creatures that are described as like dragons, and it'd be awesome. It'd be cool. Are they going that route? We don't know. We're just speculating, but it'd be cool.
Julian, please.
What did Jake say?
Nothing.
He said
Just continue.
This is clearly purely humanitarian efforts right here.
So yeah, God of War 95 on Metacritic.
If I had a PS4, I'd definitely buy it.
Yeah, I'm actually becoming more and more interested the more I read some of these reviews.
Yeah, it's supposed to be really good.
Yeah, and apparently it's quite different from other God of War games.
Why is that a surprise?
Well, most it's a game that kind of ended, right? The series, and they brought it back.
There was a
usually they
game
either do the same thing and make it terrible, or they try something completely new and make it terrible. They went for to do something new, and it's actually good.
Yeah, this is
they
like
figured they'd go for the new Naughty Dog.
Successful reboot, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are saying it's like The Last of Us.
All right.
But God of War. So.
Last of Us mixed with Dark Souls.
Yep.
So I need to play that. Eventually. We'll get to it.
I'm halfway through. I'll finish it eventually. Really a boring game. Like I very much enjoy Last of Us, but it is a dull ride for a lot of it in between the hype moments.
Rogers Base said that it's one of the most overrated games.
Why is that name?
Why is that what?
Nothing.
I mean,
I can do this.
Next topic.
Wolfenstein 2 requires a download on Switch. Oh.
Wait,
so
what?
Does it even fit on the Switch?
Wait.
Yeah.
What?
Wolfenstein 2 if you buy a physical copy of the game, it still requires you to download stuff.
Oh, I
Kind of
somehow
like Xenoblade X.
I missed
Yeah.
this.
But, like, will it even fit on the whole hard drive?
I don't know.
Apparently, yes, but I have to imagine. Like, I downloaded Odyssey, and I think that just about filled up the thing.
Yeah, it's ridiculous that the Switch only has 32 gigs. Or it's only 32 gigs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Wolfenstein, I think it's larger than that, yes?
It's probably
Oh, yeah, it
close
has to be.
enough. It's probably just about that.
I could go and see what it is on the Xbox because I have it. I could tell you that's got to be at least like 60, at least
Well,
60,
I
70
imagine
gigs.
they did some stuff to it. They probably took out some language
Yeah,
packs or
but-
whatever they do to make it work.
Well, I mean, also the graphics, like the texture packs and stuff, will all be lower resolution because it's the Switch,
Yeah.
so they don't have to support the
So it
4K and
sucks.
any of that.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
It's a GIMP console. Like, I mean, I'm a huge Nintendo fan. I'm not even like trying to.
I enjoy
It's a GIMP console.
Nintendo's aesthetic on most games is good enough to look past most of that, but I'm kind of curious
Yeah.
if like the Wolfenstein, the Doom, if it still holds up.
It should be able to
Well,
play
Doom,
fine.
Apparently, it's like it's 720 and it's running at 30 frames. But people,
Ooh.
all the people I've seen have justified it with this
It's
is
portable.
you can take this on the go
Yep.
and it's it's on the Switch. Like there's a different kind of feeling of it than than playing it on the couch at full 80 with
Yeah, but
60
action
It's like, if you
FPS
wanna
with
do
30
that-
FPS though is
If you want
not
to do
great.
that specifically, maybe a different console or if you have a good PC, do it that way. But specifically, you want to take it on the go and have the convenience of doing so, it's fine on the Switch. Like that's pretty much what I've heard, and I'm
I mean,
assuming
that's
that's going
fine.
to be the same for Wolfenstein.
But I would never
Is
make
New
the
Order
choice.
and Old Blood already on Switch?
I don't
No,
know.
it's not.
They're not.
No.
How are you gonna know about Frau Engel and how her face was messed up by our hero BJ Blazkowicz, and how Frau Engel's boy toy Booby, that's his name, Booby, tries to drug you and kill you, and because you're BJ, you snot out of him and kill him. He's pissed. Love Wolfenstein. He's awesome. Pick.
Alright, so I mean, this isn't that surprising. It's
I
re-
missed that.
the internet
Say that one more
the
time.
internet download to play thing is kind of strange, but
I have no idea what he's talking about.
What?
I think Jake is still talking about the Wolfenstein 2 thing,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
is that not
He
the
is.
topic?
No,
yeah,
he said
yeah.
next
'Cause-
topic.
no, because Mauricio said next topic, and then everyone was confused.
Oh, I didn't hear.
It
I
wasn't just
didn't.
Mauricio said next topic. He said next
That
topic. and
that
he said,
text
oh, okay.
that text
and
didn't
then
come.
he started talking about something.
Yeah, that didn't come through for me. Mauricio's just cut out for me. I didn't hear that. So all right.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really? Sorry, hold on.
Yeah,
Why does it require the internet to play?
because it requires an internet download to
Download
play.
to play. Okay, never mind. Okay.
Yeah, it because the whole game doesn't fit on the little cart.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I thought
Micro
that's
SD
the whole
card.
point of the carts was that they could hold so much more.
Apparently they can't.
well, maybe
Okay.
maybe they don't want to spend the money to do it. They're just like it's cheaper to manufacture the like lower tier cards just to and then just have them download it. It probably won't prevent that many sales. Maybe I don't know. Or maybe those
I mean,
carts
as
don't
someone who
hold
owns
enough.
As someone who owns something that can play games that isn't the Switch and a Switch, I can't justify ever buying a game on the Switch that I could buy elsewhere.
But it's portable.
I don't care. I get that I'm not
Some
the
of those games
demographic.
I don't want to play on the go. Like Doom, I personally would not want to play on the go. It's too much to like take in on a small screen when you're moving around all fast.
What do you mean,
I
you
don't
guys
know.
don't want to play
There's some
Skyrim on
games-
the go?
No.
No.
No,
It'll
they're not
prepare
have
you-
mods.
It'll prepare you for the eventual TI-84 Skyrim port.
Oh my god, I would love that. See, that has novelty. Skyrim on the Switch doesn't have as much novelty as that. That'd be great.
I mean, they could have
Oh
at
my
least like
God.
ran some bug fixes through. Like, come on.
No, they spent a year making a port, Mitch. I don't know. All right,
It's
Magic.
also-
Can I talk? Can I discuss a topic that I don't know if is on the list or not?
Is it the Halo
Didn't
thing?
you already do that? Go ahead.
Yeah, it's the Halo thing.
Go ahead.
I mean-
Go ahead, my knight.
All right.
Yes,
Halo.
Mitch.
Wait,
so
okay.
A couple years.
Before Mauricio brings this up, I just want to say, it is surprising that Wolfenstein 1 isn't coming to Switch or isn't like a part of the deal because Nintendo brought Bayonetta 1 and 2 on the Switch.
Well,
Yeah.
Nintendo owns Bayonetta.
Yeah,
don't they?
it's different.
Do they own? Okay, never mind. Okay, all right.
Sorry, I
Continue.
guess I don't actually know the distinction there. I would gonna say that they work very closely with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's basically a
Not
Nintendo
so
character,
much
but I don't know
really.
if she. Yeah.
Right.
All right, I'm done. Continue, Mauricio.
All right. So
Interruption.
a few years back, Microsoft started working with, I believe, a couple Russian developers on bringing
no.
Halo. Let me finish. Bringing Halo 3 to PC as like an online free-to-play game, just to expand Halo in other territories.
Okay.
It never really got out of beta, and they kind of canceled the project after a while. At some point, a bunch of the files and assets got leaked online, and a small community like band or a small project team came together and worked with it and polished it up and tried to bring it as close to complete as they possibly could. It's been out for a while under various iterations, but a couple days ago, I want to say earlier this week, it came out in its 0.6 update, El Dorito 0.6, and it was pretty much the full experience. You had all the armor permutations and customization you had from Halo 3. You could pick your title. There was a whole bunch of maps from 3 and a bunch of the other games like 4 anniversary edition for Halo 1. It had all this great stuff. And it worked. Granted, some of the servers didn't work so well if you were on very populated people because, they had dedicated servers, but they didn't realize how many people would, log on at once and try to play because they were a small dev team that was independent. They couldn't really prepare for that too well. So whatever, it was on for a while, and I guess there was legal action finally taken by Microsoft, I believe yesterday or today, and it's not surprising. I'm just like they're a
Right.
company; they have to protect their brand, even if they don't want to. They have to protect it to show that they care. And I just bring this up because I saw a video on YouTube just now that came out 2-3 hours ago that said Microsoft hates Halo Online or Microsoft hates whatever. And I
That's just
watched only
clickbait.
yeah, it's very clickbaity, but it's like the Engadget article talks about how they did not specifically tell the project to shut down, but they did have various websites that hosted the assets and other things. They had them take down any links to it, basically trying to keep people from getting it, but they didn't specifically shut it down. They even said how great they felt the project was and that this really isn't something that they want to do, but they have to because of legal reasons. And I'm just tired of people that are like, well, why don't they just let it through? It's awesome. It's like, yeah, granted, it's awesome, but it's a business and there's legal reasons that they have to do it, even if they don't want to. And
Yep.
people will just vilify, the people doing it, which is like,
People will
like I
vilify
said,
Microsoft for it.
yeah, or any company. It's like, listen, I'm not defending the company, but it's like, don't vilify them thinking that they're doing it because they're assholes. It's like they have to do it to protect the brand.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
Yeah.
if it's good or not. And they even said they want to collaborate, or they would hope to collaborate with the El Dorito team in the future to bring something to between the two of them, which I think would be awesome. But like I said, I mean, I don't believe it's shut down entirely yet. I haven't seen. I'm gonna look up now, see if there are any articles about it. But I've played it for a little bit. It's pretty interesting how it works. Definitely something I would recommend because it's free. I mean, there's no real reason that you shouldn't try it at least for a little bit while you can. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because I felt it was a big topic, really relevant in in the gaming community. At least it was for, I guess, I don't really know how y'all avoided it because it was all over the place for me.
I don't follow Halo.
I don't
news,
follow
so-
Halo stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nope.
Even in non-Halo circles, I've seen this pop.
I didn't see
But
it.
this is like today too. So
Okay.
I was at work and then I ate dinner and then I started this podcast. So like anything that happened today, I don't know about.
Okay. 343 and Microsoft have noticed its success and have reached out to us regarding potential legal actions and have requested we temporarily halt development. So it's already been released, the 0.6 update. Microsoft said this: while we are humbled and inspired to see that amount of passion poured into this project, the fact remains that it's built upon Microsoft-owned assets that were never lawfully released or authorized for this purpose. As this project reverberated across the community, our team took a step back to assess the materials and explore possible avenues. While Microsoft, like any company, has a responsibility to protect its IP, code, and trademarks. It's not optional, in other words. By the way, we're not shutting down the mod or going after the El Dorito crew. We're enacting action to remove the Halo Online code and packages from places it's being hosted. So there was no cease and desist or no DMCA, just a brief conversation about what they suggest we do. That's what the El Dorito team said. So Microsoft is not. They're approaching this in a way that I feel like if you knew what they were doing, you'd be pretty all right with it. They're not shutting down the team. They're not taking legal action in terms of telling them to shut down or disband. They're just trying to keep the code and other modding assets and other things from websites that are hosting it. So for now, you can play it. I'd recommend you download it and give it a try while you still can. I don't see it going away really based off of that statement anytime soon. Just an interesting thing to see, and I felt it was noteworthy because it's been around some of the gaming circles pretty recently over the last few days.
I can't agree with the whole not vilifying Microsoft thing because I feel Nintendo had no reason to take legal action against PM.
That's
And
no.
I'm assuming
Say that one more time.
They do. They do.
Wait,
All right. All right.
again?
It's
Yeah,
this
they
is
do.
this is the same thing. This is the
Say
same.
that again, Julian, cut out.
Jake and I said
Yeah.
I don't agree with the whole not vilifying Microsoft thing because I feel Nintendo had no reason to take down Project M.
They
And I
had
think this is like kind of the same situation.
they had lots of reasons to take down Project M, just like any other company does. Like
Go ahead.
okay,
So,
they
copyright law. If you don't protect your copyrights, you will lose it.
that is
like years ago when Mojang came out with a game called Scrolls, or was it
Bethesda?
No. What's Bethesda's parent company?
ZeniMax.
ZeniMax. ZeniMax took legal action on it because of, I guess it was too close to whatever brand they were doing. But
Yeah.
Bethesda specifically, they were like, hey, listen, we didn't want to really do it, but like we have to protect the brand. It's just a thing.
They-
If we don't do it and somebody else does it, and and we want to go after them, there's precedence that's been set that we did not defend it in the past. So it'll be harder to go after them, even
Yeah.
if they straight rip
Yeah.
off whatever.
yeah.
And the lawsuit they filed, they never intended to win. They were just setting the precedent.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, so
You know,
there's two
it's
parts
like,
to
it's like
that.
if you have, or you go ahead, Jake.
Yeah, I'm just saying there's two parts to it. There's the half where it's harder to defend future strikes you try to do against people because you're not protecting your own copyright, and it also makes it bad if you want to work with other companies because it makes you look bad if you're not protecting your IP. If you give like Nintendo the rights to Sonic IP in Smash or whatever, like what's to say Nintendo is going to protect that if they won't even protect their own IP? Like
Right.
it doesn't make Nintendo look
Is
good. It makes them bad relationships with future IP deals.
Yeah, but like, is it really protecting your IP to go after fan-made mods?
Yes.
Yes.
See, Julian, that's the mentality that I'm getting at. It's like all these people heard that Microsoft had interacted with this team, and immediately they were upset. They're like, "Oh my gosh, why can't they just let it through? It's awesome." It's like, granted, it may be awesome, it may be great, it may even be better than what the creators intended for their own product to be, but because it wasn't sanctioned and they have to protect it, they have to go after it. It's not something that they can even think about. They have to do it.
Yeah.
If you don't do it, you're giving the next person a defense if you try to go after them.
Yep.
Yeah, and then that'll just
You'll get
snowball
your
into
ass
a
eaten
bunch
in
of other
court.
things.
Right. And then yeah, they could do it with something way worse. Like all of a sudden, instead of a Smash mod, it's a, Super Smash porn game where like all the Nintendo characters are
he's
fucking each other and like that's
Well,
the
they're
game.
And then when
Literally.
you sue them, they're gonna be like, "But look, they
Look,
didn't do
You
it. They
didn't
didn't
take-
protect it last
yeah.
time." And
Yeah.
then you're just gonna sit there looking stupid.
Yeah,
But
Right.
can't you
Or-
argue that like those
No,
are two
you-
different
No.
things?
No.
Because okay, hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me
No,
out. I'm
you
playing
really
devil's. I
can't.
know I'm playing devil's advocate here.
But the
Yeah.
answer is you can't.
Okay, look. All right. The fan-made sex game, right? Isn't
all right.
really made to appreciate the work. It's made in a
That
different.
is
Yes.
context.
irrelevant.
that is
Some
that
people
is
you
yeah,
can spin
that's-
it to where some people appreciate it or want to express their appreciation or love of the brand in a different way.
yeah.
Like if you've ever listened, apparently like all the porn parodies of superhero stuff or whatever, apparently those people are big fans of the properties and they do that for like fun kind of thing. So they actually do appreciate it in some way. They just express it in a way that might not be the most brand safe or PG or anything like that. But you can spin it like that, and in a court case, it would stick. They have to go after it no matter what. It's like
Yeah. And
I
on
don't
top
know.
of it,
Like,
like
we're not saying that the system's perfect. It's just how the system works.
yeah.
I heard
it's just how
somewhere
they-
that
yeah.
I heard from a YouTuber that fan-made mods are fine. So that means.
Oh,
they're
look
fine.
at a YouTuber because
Okay,
they're
okay, wait.
They're totally
There's
level-headed in everything they do.
There's something to that.
Every
What do you
single
even mean
aspect
by
of the
fine?
project.
Yeah, hold on. There's
I'm
something
joking.
there's
I'm
something
joking.
to that to some degree though. Like if PM, for instance, if PM just added characters, like totally original characters to Smash, then it wouldn't have been a problem. Because then
Yeah, it was
it's
enough
just
for Lin, right? That was the
Yeah.
problem.
right. That was
I
when they were starting to add new characters or like change move sets, or now you're like modifying the IP. Like just the fact that it was a mod isn't the problem. There's lots of Brawl mods that aren't getting sued. Like, and
Right.
Project M was
Doesn't
never
really-
even sued. They didn't even get a full cease and desist. It was kind of similar to this. Nintendo
like,
didn't.
El
Yeah,
Dorito
Nintendo didn't go
0.6.
after them, did they?
Yeah, Nintendo actually
kinda-
never said anything to the Project M team.
Yeah. Like to clarify this, Julian, El Dorito 0.6 is an iteration of a mod for an unreleased canceled project. So there's a little more leeway that they, it's like this is not a product that came out and they modified it, made it free
Okay.
to play, and put up on the internet. This was a canceled project that, granted, uses assets from Microsoft. But like I said, they're not telling these people to shut it down. They're just like, hey, we do have to take some legal action, but we're not specifically shutting you down or telling you to
Okay,
cease
see,
and desist.
Well,
I'm
I thought
more in-
PM shut down on the advice of their own counsel.
Yeah, they
Yes.
did.
yeah, but it was because Nintendo pursued them, right?
No,
No,
Nintendo
no.
did nothing.
No,
They
I
had
thought their
They
counsel
did
was like,
nothing.
"We're
They're-
going
I
to
know
get
it.
screwed very soon if we don't stop."
yeah, they
Okay.
had intel that suggested that they needed to pull out. That Nintendo
Okay.
was
Gosh,
starting to
Julian.
take notice and that it might be a problem.
Gosh, Julian, it's as if you reacted on an emotional level and didn't go logically into. No, I'm just kidding. But like I said, it's an interesting thing to bring up because it also kind of sets, maybe now it doesn't set precedents, but it brings to light the way how certain things pass and how some things don't, and how certain companies will choose to take legal action and work with these people if they want to.
Yeah.
What about AM2R?
Julian.
What?
I wanna-
AM2R. So
I'll let Mauricio.
that came out. So AM2R I played. It's a complete fan rebuild that utilized assets and original content to
Yeah,
make this Metroid 2 remake. That was great. I played it through the whole thing. I downloaded it as soon as it went up, and I played it. It was great. By the way, I do own Metroid 2 on cartridge on my 3DS, and I bought Metroid Samus Returns. So I appreciate the brand, and I do contribute to it in legal channels. Now, AM2R was great. I do believe Nintendo took legal action against them again to protect
no
the brand
reason.
because they have to.
Didn't
They
they
have
make their
to.
own
It's
version?
a
Julian.
complete fan-made work. They didn't have to do anything.
They
didn't
used assets
or
from
anything.
Metroid Zero Mission.
Oh, they did.
they
Never
util-
mind.
Dude,
Julian,
game.
come on, man.
Oh my god!
I know. I'm completely emotional right now. I just don't like it when fan-made mods or taking down.
They should just make something original. Apparently.
Here's the thing, right? Here's another. Let's bring up another project that happened. Long time ago, there was a game for the PSP called Star Wars Battlefront Elite Squadron, I believe it was, and a couple years back, maybe even a year or two ago, it surfaced that Free Radical had almost finished Battlefront 3, which was basically Elite Squadron but on console because it followed the story of X1 and X2, which are actual Star Wars characters in canon, or the old Legends continuity. You could look it up. But then people came out and it's like, yeah, these are basically finished. We just needed some bug testing, and then it would have been fit for release. And that was it. That's all we heard of it. If you had an Xbox dev kit for whatever reason, you could play it, but other than that, you weren't able to. Comes in this team, I think Galaxy in Turmoil was what they were called, and they took the pieces that were left on the cutting room floor, which was basically the whole cow, and they just shined it up, put it in a new Unreal Engine, and they were supposedly fit to release this on a certain date. They advertised it everywhere, made sure it was known, and of course, nobody saw this coming. It was taken down by EA and the rights holders for Star Wars because, hey, they didn't really do anything. They just completely reused assets and other stuff from a pre-release, from an unreleased game. EA and Disney and them, because this is a huge brand that they have to protect with every fiber of their existence, took it down. But it's interesting to see that versus the way Microsoft handled this Halo thing, because Halo may not be as popular as it once was, but it's a huge brand. Like, that name still means something within the gaming community. So it's interesting that they took the legal action the way they did in comparison to like the way Nintendo did AM2R and the way that EA and Disney took over Battlefront 3 or Galaxy and Turmoil. It was called at the time. I just want to throw out conspiracy. I'm pretty sure Galaxy and Turmoil is not a real thing. They just wanted to bring more ire to EA, not like they already were, after the debacle of Battlefront 1 and everything. Interesting topic again. Go download El Dorito while you can. It's great.
Also, Julian, I want to tell you.
man.
I want to
The only
make.
thing that may bother people about Halo El Dorito, if you're a big Halo fan and you're like me, that's like even outside of Halo, you're very critical about details and stuff. Some of the guns are from the different Halo games. Some of the sound effects are from the different Halo games. But that's it. I mean, the game's great, so go play it.
Yeah.
Done.
All right, I want to make one more thing clear, at least to Julian, about the El Dorito thing. The actual mod itself isn't being taken down whatsoever, because it's totally original
It's
and
the
open
places
source.
hosting. Yeah,
It's
the
the
places
thing.
hosting the code and the assets.
Well, the code and assets from the unreleased game, not the mod itself. The mod you can still download, use. You just have to find your own way of getting the assets, the original
I'm more
assets.
inclined to be on Microsoft's side here because it was an unreleased game.
Mhm.
I do know they have to protect the brand. It's just I get a bad taste in my mouth every time I hear like a fan-made project that took the developer years to make gets taken down because
Well, they knew the risk.
They knew
when
the
they
risk.
started.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if somebody spends
Like,
5
Julian,
years
first
robbing a
off-
bank, does that mean they get to keep the money? Like, I don't know. I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about with the like they put a bunch of
Another
work
thing,
into it, but they
Julian,
know what they're
I don't-
doing.
Robbing a bank, that's a completely different. That's a completely
Yes,
different example.
it's a very extreme, but they're still doing something illegal, regardless of how long it takes for them to do it and how much work it
illegal
I
takes
wouldn't
them.
say
Call- I
illegal.
wouldn't call this
I would
illegal.
say legally gray. There's a lot
Yeah,
of
that's a better.
No,
definition.
it's definitely not gray. I mean, it's
It's pretty-
against the law.
in El Dorito. I'd say it was. It was a canceled
El
project.
Dorito, yeah. PM and AM2R, I wouldn't call.
Okay,
it
yeah,
gray.
PM is definitely gray. I'll give you PM. It's super gray. But like
I'll
some of
give
these
AM
games,
hold on a minute. You'll give PM gray. But, it's Halo, something I don't care about. It's illegal.
they
Oh,
were using
God.
unreleased
Come on, Jake, really?
unreleased
You can't
code.
just do that.
PM didn't. PM
Well,
Not
was
even
just
getting
a
unreleased
mod.
code.
To be fair, PM was
It w-
using the entirety of Brawl.
Well, yeah, but that's but at least that's a release game. You had to already own Brawl. It's not like they were like releasing like Brawl for free. and then it was PM. It was you had to have Brawl, and it was a mod on top of it, and it didn't add any new IPs or anything like that. So it wasn't giving you an unreleased game for free, because that's what this was doing, more or less, right?
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
completely free. They just used bits that were left from an unfinished and canceled project.
You know,
How did they
Yes.
get the?
Why
How did they get the
does-
code for the project?
Why do they worry about
It
PM?
was Russia.
Why
Everything
does,
leaked
like,
from here.
Why does
Oh,
like
okay.
Super Smash Flash get to go free? Doesn't that use like the whole roster?
Super Smash Flash,
one more?
yeah, I don't know what the hell is up with Super Smash Flash. Like that one's
But it doesn't
definitely
use any. It doesn't use any code from.
yeah, that
the
one's
game.
super great because it doesn't use any Nintendo assets. It's all
Yeah.
original.
It's all original. It's just a
But
game style like
full-
Super Smash Bros.
however,
If a full game released with Mario in it and they didn't get the okay with Nintendo, that'd be a huge deal.
yeah,
Yeah,
Like,
but
is it just because it's small?
it's free, right? Like
Super Smash
There's a bunch
Flash.
of- there's a bunch of fan made like Mario games
Yeah,
on,
but
on
where,
the internet.
where do you draw the line on the copyright infringement?
Yeah, it's difficult. Cause like there was that one that total recreation of A Link to the Past, or no, Ocarina of Time 2D. That was a huge project that Nintendo ended up shutting down.
Mhm.
Cause like that one was literally just a recreation of the entire game of Ocarina of Time, but 2-dimensional. Which
Yeah, but yeah.
How do you pull that off?
they basically were doing
Blood,
it.
sweat, and tears.
Yeah, they're basically doing it the whole game in the style of A Link to the Past, more or less.
Huh.
It was a really
like
cool
bunch of the
project.
parts wouldn't. I feel like there have to be at least some parts that don't translate very well.
Yeah, lots of parts. They had to take a lot of creative liberties with some of the dungeons and stuff. Like Water Temple, I don't even know where you begin. It's like all relies on up and down and depth, and who knows
Just
what their
take it
plans
out.
were for that.
Yeah, just take it out.
Probably would just had to rewrite the temple like entirely. But
So, anyways, interesting story about El Dorito.
yeah,
Press F.
Fan-made mods, moral gray. If some get taken down, that sucks. Others survive. That's great. I guess closing statement. Don't immediately go off on companies that are doing what they have to do. If you don't like it, don't pay attention to it. I mean, I don't know. Don't. That's it. I just get pissed off whenever stuff like this happens and everybody gets upset. It's like, did you really not see this coming? Do you not?
yeah, especially this one. Like,
I'm one of
come on,
those people
come
who
on
gets
now.
upset.
It's like enjoy it while you can, but it's gonna get taken down whether you want to or not. Like it's just how it's happening.
Yeah.
To be fair, by the way, Mauricio, I'm
Alright.
not sure if you mentioned
But
this,
it-
but
but
there
it's-
was a DCMA takedown. This was a DMCA takedown notice from Microsoft
On what?
on
El
on
Dorito?
on El Dorito.
Then why does it say here by Microsoft? By the way, we're not shutting down the mod or going.
I mean,
Yeah,
that
they
means
said
not
that.
giving it-
They said that, but
were
they
not
also
giving a
did
cease and desist and no MC and no DMCA.
and no DMC. Well, this
Says right
says well in my article it says Microsoft issued DMCA takedown notices in an attempt to scrub Halo Online's unofficial spread. They did a DMCA not on the mod, on the other stuff, the
On
code
the assets.
on the assets.
Okay. So, all
Yeah,
right.
yeah, not on the mod, on the assets.
Right. On the El Dorito website, they have a blog and links to the official Microsoft statements and stuff. The
Gotcha.
mod itself is fine.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
the assets and other stuff that are being taken down.
correct.
So if you could find the EXE somewhere or get it from a friend or something, that's totally fine. You could still play it. They just can't develop any further at this moment in time, and that's pretty much it. I mean, the game still lives for now, which I'm pretty sure it's going to live for the foreseeable future, being a year, a few months. I mean, we'll hear more very, very soon.
Yep. All right,
But
let's move past this.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's try
I'm
to go
sorry
through
I
these
came up with
last
a
few
good topic
topics.
That brought up discussion, Jake.
No, that's fine.
Just kidding.
Let's
Just
just
kidding.
let's just move on to our last three topics. Try to go through them quick here.
All right.
Magic the Gathering is testing out digital codes and physical packs of cards for their new online digital version of the game, Magic the Gathering Arena.
Does anyone here play it?
No.
Them bitches wouldn't put me in the beta, so no.
That's
No,
for Magic in general.
I never played Magic
Oh.
online. I played
Magic?
it in real. I still
Doesn't-
play it in real life. But
Doesn't everyone here play
Really?
it besides me?
Yeah, I've played it.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
Well-
Larone, if you want to play Magic, I'll invite you
Yo,
over.
yo,
My
come
friends from
catch these
Tinley still.
cans in EDH.
Hey,
Okay.
that's the best
Next
format.
time we play Magic, I'll invite you over.
Yeah, Magic is fine.
I
I'm
still
a
have my
Yu-Gi-Oh
deck.
guy, so-
Julian, I would invite you to play Yu-Gi-Oh, but you would destroy literally everybody I know. There's no person that would even last like 3 turns with you with your deck.
Sounds about right.
All right. What I'm most interested in about this whole thing is if Magic the Gathering Arena is gonna finally be a digital Magic game that works. Because it's really, really hard to make Magic the Gathering digitally. Like,
Wait,
really
can you
hard.
say that one more time? If it
If it's gonna be any good. Is their digital version of Magic gonna be any good? Because no one's been able to do it.
I've heard it has problems, but I can't get into
If-
specifics.
I mean,
I was
how do
gonna
you
say
get the
there
cards?
have
You
been
just
Magic. There's been digital Magic the Gathering games before. There's been plenty before, and they work fine. You just
They
here's your
don't.
hand,
They
play the
don't
card, go
though.
for it.
The problem.
Yeah, MTGO is pretty bad.
Yeah, the problem with making Magic work in a digital game is that almost every card can do just about anything. Like there's no rules. Like cards can do anything they want. So the number of possibilities is so large that it's
Yeah.
really difficult to make a game work. And they all have a lot of problems, partially just from the sheer complexity of making Magic a digital
The
game.
problem is that their game has instants, so there are cards you can cast literally at any second of any time. So you
Yeah, that
always
might
have to
be
be
hard
able
to
to
keep track
respond.
of. Yeah.
Yeah. And like especially if they want to include all of the cards that Magic the Gathering offers, which some of
That's
them
hard.
yeah, that's really really hard. And I don't think they'll ever do that.
aren't most of them
No.
banned?
No, they're not.
Depends on the format.
Depends on the
So,
format.
yeah, it's not banned. Like Yu-Gi-Oh and other card games, they have ban lists straight up. You could use cards from any time period, but some specifically you cannot use. Magic has different play stats that are their standard, which is the current what
Current
is it?
block of sets, I have no idea how many.
Right,
Yeah.
but it's like the current set that they're making and they're advertising. That's
I
standard.
think-
It's 60 cards. The basic that's the gist of it. Then there's other playlists that will use whatever cards you want, but it's a set card limit. But it could be from anywhere, as far back as the original Magic to the current one. And there's other ones, I believe, but that's the basic gist of it. So you could use whatever you want, but putting that many cards in there would take a long time. Would it be difficult? Maybe not. Monotonous? Yeah, sure, but
There's
Yeah.
kind of a thing like that
There's-
in Yu-Gi-Oh, but Magic is more built around that. But there's like the OCG in Yu-Gi-Oh, which has a different ban list than the TCG. The OCG is like just the Japanese cards, and the TCG is the North America version. Then there's like
Okay.
other formats like Unlimited, which doesn't use the ban list, and like Normal, which uses the ban list. So yeah.
MTG
on.
Arena will probably focus on standard.
yeah, I'm pretty sure all of the digital Magic games have done that, just because it's simpler and it's faster to put out.
But like the Magic unhinged cards and stuff like that. Like
What is that?
it's like their joke cards, I guess. They all have a silver
man.
border.
Oh, now I know what you're talking about. Yeah, those cards. Those are
Yeah.
great.
Oh,
Right, but like man,
My friend has one of those cards. It's like there's a card that you literally you tear it apart, the card, into pieces, and you throw or you blow the pieces over the
Wait.
play area.
What? You
And-
tear up the card?
Let me
yeah, no, yeah, they're like memes. And there's one where you like empty your pockets.
Yeah, you tear the card into little pieces, throw it over the board, and whatever card the pieces land on, those are taken out of the game. And it's like that's nuts. And there's another one that
What?
somebody actually used this. I was at a pre-release, and these guys were really funny. But like one of them straight up pulled a card out of his pocket and put it on my play field, and it said you could play this at any time in any game type. It does this effect, and I'm like, that's really funny, but I'm totally not using that.
Yeah,
But
here's
it
an
was
example
really
of
funny. There's
one.
funny stuff in Magic Unhinged, but like, you're right. Trying to implement that into a digital realm would be ludicrous. It would be such a daunting task.
Yeah, like
But
one of
anyway,
the
just to clarify, Magic has standard, which is like the last 6 sets, modern, which goes back to like 2010-ish, and vintage, which is all of them with a ban list of all the really broken stuff.
Oh, there is a ban list. Okay.
What the?
Interesting.
Well, vintage goes all the way back to the
Like,
beginning.
is this like
Avatar
Sudoku,
me.
but it's bingo?
yeah, I love this
Well-
card. You play.
It's equal
yeah.
to your height in feet, and its toughness is equal to your American shoe size.
Yeah.
Down to the nearest.
Dude, that would be awesome. I have a 13 wide foot. I'd be unstoppable.
Hey, same. Let's go.
Oh man, that's great. Hold on, I'm 5'11", so do I round up the power to 6 or do I stay at 5.11?
It just says round to the nearest half. I don't know. I guess I would guess 6.
So 5.5. Okay.
5
No,
and a
the
half.
6. Yeah, it would be 6.
Yeah, 6. Okay.
Nice. 6 power, 13 toughness.
I love
Great.
this. One of these cards is literally like you're you're supposed to take a target spell that you have and replace all instances of pluses with minuses and minuses with pluses.
Yep. Great. Love Magic.
One of my favorite unhinged cards is you literally get to steal the text box from like another person's card. And it's like it becomes yours. So their card
yeah.
they like have the monster on the field or their creature on the field, but it actually doesn't do anything because there's no text box anymore. So it does
Yeah.
nothing. But you like
So
inherit
great.
its abilities, but you don't like get anything else from it. It's fantastic. It's one of my favorite things about Magic.
Alright.
But okay, we
Magic,
got him way off topic.
It'll be
Alright.
difficult, but it'd be funny.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a reason why Magic the Gathering is really hard to make into a digital game. There's so much variety in the cards that it's like unreal.
I see. Okay.
So
I didn't know it was that wild in Magic.
well, okay. To
Well,
be
that-
fair,
this is the
these
biggest
cards.
extreme. These are literally joke cards.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the whole set was
But-
meant to be like
Yeah,
a
these
crazy number.
silver bordered cards are not meant to be used in any sort of competitive play.
But still, the range of things you can do in Magic is a lot wider. than,
Yeah.
Like,
It's almost as extreme
Yeah.
as these cards at times. So
Mm.
yeah, there are definitely more rules in Magic than there is game. Like by a lot.
More rules in Magic. than
Wow,
there is
Jake, that's
games.
quite a claim. Have you played Magic to
Yes.
that extent?
Well, you only have to play Magic a few times to find that out.
Wow, just fighting words, Jake. Jesus.
There's a lot
more
of-
rules than there is game.
Dude, like almost every card you pick, like if you're looking just through like the catalog of cards in Magic, like
You,
you
can say that
will.
about any card game.
I don't know about that.
You
A
can
lot
say
of
that about
cards,
Yu-Gi-Oh. You could say that about Vanguard, whoever plays that, but like,
Yu-Gi-Oh might have the
Yeah.
same deal. I don't know. Not all card games are like that. Like what's the Hearthstone? Hearthstone is not like that. at
Hearthstone is
all.
literally meant to be simple.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
yeah, get fucked, Jake.
But also, Slay the Spire is similarly more
That's
simple.
single player.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Mario Kart 8.
What?
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has outsold Mario Kart 8. Surprise, surprise. It's kind of sad that that happened so soon.
Surprising. The Switch outsold the lifetime sales of the Wii U. It's only been a year.
But that's the thing. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has already outsold Mario Kart 8 in a way shorter time span. Like even based on the pace of the Switch, it's still outpacing Mario Kart 8 by a lot. Because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has a way higher adoption rate than Mario Kart 8 did.
People also actually bought a Switch. So there's that.
Yeah, but Mario Kart 8 Deluxe like basically outsold it already, even before it passed the lifetime sales. Like it was like right on the cusp, and like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has sold like 50% like adoption rate. already. Like that's crazy. In the lifetime of Mario Kart 8, it barely got over that 50%. So
Sucks.
like yeah.
So sad. The Wii U is. I would say it's this generation's GameCube. It had good games, but no one bought it.
How dare you?
Yeah, the GameCube had a shit ton of good games and some other games that were alright, but like the Wii U had a few really good games.
I would say more
The
than a
Wii
few.
the Wii U has more.
Yeah.
I would say more than a few.
Yeah.
I mean, the Wii U has more good games than the GameCube did.
Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
I agree. You're letting nostalgia blind you.
Oof.
When you go ahead and list it out, the list isn't as big as you think it is.
Oof.
What? Who are you talking to, me or Mitch?
No, I'm
Ooh.
agreeing with Mitch.
I think.
I mean, I'm agreeing with Mitch. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's significantly more, but
No, I'm not saying it's
I think it's
significant.
like 8 versus 10.
8 versus 10.
We've had this discussion.
These 10. I don't know. That sounds kind of high.
Bayonetta 2. Mario
One.
Kart 8. Smash Wii U.
2.
What you
Pikmin
cannot
3.
you cannot not count.
2.5.
Mario.
Let me just open up my shelf here.
I have to like think
Breath
of all
of
the
the Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the
Kirby,
Wild.
Breath of the
Oh,
Wild.
I guess that
Kirby,
counts.
Xenoblade X, Yoshi's Woolly World, Pikmin
Yeah.
3. There's 5 of the ones I own.
There's
And there
there's
was
a
Tokyo Mirage Session.
Okay, yeah, sure,
Never
sure.
played it, so I don't.
Mario and Sonic at the Rio Olympic Games.
Smash. Donkey Kong. There's 7.
Yeah, Tropical Freeze that counts as 1. Don't you dare put Tropical Freeze as a half point.
Yeah,
Pikmin is
that's
the
that's a
half-
solid one.
Yeah.
Pikmin is a half because it's 5 minutes long.
I'll give you
that,
it.
I
I'll give you
guess,
that.
Fair.
but I still put Pikmin as 1.
Yeah, I do too,
So
but
that- What else was there?
Apparently Treasure Tracker's good, but I've never played it. So
Oh yeah. That
Yeah, Treasure
that's
Tracker's a
at
gem.
least a half.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
at least a half. There's that Mario game with the cats.
yeah, I like 3D World. I
That's a
know
half.
a lot of people hate it, but you know, I'm of the camp that likes Galaxy and 3D Land and 3D
3D
World.
World's like the third best selling game. Like I think people like it in general.
Yeah, but like in the Nintendo community, everyone like people don't like it because it isn't, 64 based and it's like 3D Land,
Really?
At least it knows what it is. I'd take that over Galaxy.
Oof.
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 He's Laurent's
Alright, yeah,
speaking the
let's-
truth.
Alright, I found a random top 25 list. I'm gonna count how many.
Man,
of these I
Lord, you're
actually
not
enjoyed.
pulling punches. Damn.
Yeah, Color Splash, Julian. Am I
Okay,
right?
okay.
Why is
As a
that?
Paper-
Duh.
all right. So as a Paper Mario fan who grew up with the original Paper Mario,
No.
you're
Color
doing-
Splash is bad. Don't do this.
Yeah, it's bad.
Hear me out. I'm
Stop.
biased.
Stop.
But
I
I've
mean,
Stop.
heard
It's
good
not-
things about Color Splash.
It's a-
Okay.
it's a good game. It's a bad Paper Mario game.
Yeah.
The
that's
bias
what I'm
gets
hearing.
bad when you call Super Paper Mario bad, because that's not true at all.
Super Paper Mario is good.
Yeah, it is
Exactly.
It's a
good.
good game.
Anywho, they both have a ton of great games. Oh, they have a handful of great games each.
Like the
I think they are
GameCube.
very comparable.
Oh, what about one?
They were
for
taken
one?
after the N64.
Yeah.
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 All
What about
right.
Wonderful 101
Next topic.
and Star Fox Zero.
Okay, Star Fox Zero. Come on.
Please. Okay, Star Fox Adventures was clearly the Star Fox of the generation.
Oh, GameCube had F-Zero GX.
Still haven't played that game. I need to.
They had Metroid Prime 1 and 2, Sunshine,
Yeah,
Zelda Wind Waker, Luigi's Mansion.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
The Holy Grail that y'all would know, Melee was on there.
Yep.
True. Second best Smash game.
Get out.
All right, next topic. Next topic.
All right.
Sonic coming out. Might just be.
Oh wait, that is the last topic.
Yeah, it was the last topic.
What about PlayStation 4 Plus free?
Oh, you,
Oh yeah, that
you,
I
a-
forgot.
you added that. All right, the PlayStation.
Beyond Two Souls.
Oh my God, Beyond 2 bullshit. You mean? No, just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah, okay. So the PS4 Plus free games were announced, and The two that matter are Beyond Two, Rayman Legend.
Why
What
are
about-
we talking about this?
What about King
Because-
Oddball? Because we always talk
Because-
about it.
What is King Oddball?
I've
Someone
never.
tell me what King Oddball is right now without looking.
It's on all three of the consoles: PS3, PS4, and Vita.
Vita.
What is?
King Oddball.
What the hell is? King
What is King
Oddball?
Oddball?
I will search
look
for
it
it. I'm gonna Google it on
Oh, it's on,
on
Steam,
stream.
I
Apparently.
feel like I've heard of that.
Okay. Looks like some random.
Is it some indie shit?
End the world with boulders.
Oh,
The
it-
king
it-
swings a boulder
it's,
back and forth with his tongue, and you get to
Town
release
Mario?
it by pressing a
Yeah,
button. No,
it-
it's
it's Angry Birds.
yeah, it's Angry Birds but vertical.
Okay.
It's vertical Angry Birds, so it's nothing. You can buy.
There's a couple games that came out for games with gold for Xbox. Dead Space 2 and Assassin's Creed Syndicate were the big ones that I would mention. I haven't played the
Nice.
Oh my God! Look
Oh,
at
no,
look
my
on
games?
PlayStation, they're actually releasing games.
look how many
Dead Space 2,
platforms this
Dead
game
Space
is
2
on.
and Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
I never even heard of Syndicate. Which one's Syndicate?
Ah.
That's the one where they're in Industrial Revolution Europe or England,
Okay.
What
and it's
is
like
this,
you
Jake?
follow a
What did you
brother
just
and
post?
sister.
That's
Well,
that.
whatever.
Those are all the
Next
platforms
month-
you can get King Oddball on. That insane list.
Next month, Xbox One, we
It's on the
get
Switch.
MGS5, The Phantom Pain, which is a big one.
Didn't we already
And
get
Sup-
that? you're talking
this
about
is for
Xbox.
free on Xbox One Games with Gold. And then the Super Mega Baseball 2, I've never heard of it.
Never heard of that game.
And then on 360, you get Sega Vintage Collection, Streets of Rage, and Vanquish. Oh, Vanquish! Holy
Oh,
shit, I'm
shit.
downloading that for sure.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that to go deep on Steam, and it doesn't ever go down.
That's awesome. I'm totally downloading that on my 360. Vanquish, nice. All right, sorry.
I mean,
All
yeah.
right.
There's nothing else to this. I don't know what Eat Them is.
Eat them.
No idea.
PS3 game, but King Oddball is basically on every single thing that exists.
Except for the
So
Wii U.
If you have an electronic device that was manufactured in
Except
the
for the
past
Wii
couple of
U.
years, it plays this game. You're right, the Wii U is not on this list, but neither is the Xbox 360, so.
Oh.
Oh, actually
It's
wait,
one of those
I might be wrong.
Japan games that
Oh,
only comes out on the
Never mind. It's apparently for 360 and Xbox One. So,
Ooh.
yeah,
Ooh,
you're right.
man.
The Wii U is the only console from that generation not on here.
And 3DS.
Oh, and well, okay. You're
That'd
right.
be funny
What?
if it was on the 3DS.
Why not?
Wait, what was the name of the game?
It probably
Oddball?
could be Oddball. It's on.
King
You can download it on Android and iOS. So
Yeah, it's on iOS and Vita. I mean,
I just
it could
King's
probably be on
Oddball?
3DS. King Oddball.
King Oddball.
King Oddball. Did you know? Fun fact: Oddball was a playlist in Halo. It's a fun
Yeah.
game.
That's what I was thinking.
Nice.
I just realized this came out for the Windows Phone, but it didn't come out for
Did you play
the
that?
for the Wii U.
That's funny.
I'm
That's
pretty sure.
amazing. It came
Wait,
out
hold
for
on.
Windows.
Windows Phone, I think, might have sold less than the Wii U. That's like not even.
That's funny. As fuck. Mitch, did you play Headhunter and Halo Reach?
Probably was that just like the headshots only kill?
That was the headshots, and every time you killed somebody, a skull popped out, and you would collect the skulls.
Oh no,
And
I probably didn't play a lot of it. It's been
Whoever
a
had the
long time.
most skulls was like the top, and you would try to kill them. And when you killed them, all the skulls they were carrying exploded everywhere, and you collected them all.
Good,
fun
you
game.
died, right? Yeah, it's been a long
No,
time.
you didn't die. Like, I mean, people would actively try to chase you.
Yeah,
Well, I
you
guess
would
the answer to my
almost
question is
immediately-
no. So
Someone would always kill you as soon as you pick up everything. It's
yeah,
just how
pretty
it
much.
works.
Yeah, the objective was to have the most amount of skulls for the most amount of time.
Oh shit. Smash Bros. or Switch will be playable at E3.
Okay, so
Windows
JK, by the
is
way,
a
JK. Low key, Windows Phone was way better selling than the Wii U.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot. Phones are a big deal. In 2013, they sold 250 million Windows phones.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, phones are a way bigger market than I give them credit for. They only have 3% market share, but that's still an enormous market share when you're talking about billions of customers.
Mhm.
I was pretty disappointed with Cortana. That was on the Windows Phone and it's on Windows 10. Kind of disappointed in Cortana.
Yeah, Cortana
'Cause it's-
sucks. It's the worst. It's the worst virtual assistant.
No, well that and like Cortana is the character from Halo. In case
Right.
anybody didn't know,
Yeah.
Julian.
I knew that, Mauricio. I'm not that
Yeah.
ugly. Christ.
I'm just making sure. Just making sure. And it is voiced by Jen Taylor, but because of the way that those assistants, the lines are recorded, it sounds nothing like Cortana. It just sounds like Jen Taylor. So I don't know. I was just disappointed in that because I think that would be really cool to say like, "Oh, Cortana, I need to find this," and Cortana comes back. It's like I found it. It's like, oh, that's cool.
But it doesn't use the right voice actress.
No, it is. It's the same. It's the same voice of Cortana. It doesn't sound like her because of how she has to speak for the recordings.
That's fair.
Yeah.
To be fair, it'd be pretty hard to put on a voice for like the crazy recording session you have to do for a digital assistant. Holy cow!
That's why I can't wait for technology to do that. It'd be great.
So you can put voice actors out of business.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, maybe.
Where we'll
Julian,
just be
do you
able
know
to-
who the Arbiter is?
It's the alien dude that's in Killer
Uh-huh.
Instinct, who's also in Halo.
There we go. I almost
Holy
slapped you through the
shit.
screen.
Holy
I almost slapped you through the screen. He's from Killer Instinct. God,
I said he's in Killer Instinct. I know he's from
I
Halo.
know. I know. I heard that.
That
I was
was-
like, all right, okay.
I almost had a heart attack there. It was like, if I don't, Reese is
Hey,
gonna
you
kill
guys-
this guy.
Do you, do you know who
that
voiced the
out of it.
Arbiter? Do you know who voiced the Arbiter?
Isn't it Keith David or something?
Yes, he got it. Nice. Oh man.
Are we done picking on people who asking questions about
No.
games they never played?
You
Oh
ever
yeah,
played
that's
Halo?
right. I forgot. You didn't have a friend with an Xbox?
That actually explains a lot, Julian.
I had a 360.
You had a 360. Well, yeah, but that was for like a very short time.
I had it for like a year, but I told you I couldn't play rated M games.
You know, that reminds me.
Right,
One
I
story
forgot about
back-
that.
And I had
Back
original
when-
Xbox too, but I never played. I couldn't play rated M games. I never
Right,
played
right.
Halo.
All right,
But
you're forgiven. Mama
No, I'm
Dickens
not. I
maybe
should've
not. She deprived you of Halo, but you know.
That reminds
Just
me of a
kidding,
story
just
back at
kidding.
the
Don't-
replay. There's this kid and his mom who came in. The mom puts Halo on the counter, and she looks at me straight in the eye. She's like, "So, can you beat this game?" It's like,
Halo 1?
yeah, yes. And the kid's like, "I told you, mom. I beat it. You didn't believe me, but I beat it." It's like,
What's the
okay.
story behind this?
I was just working, and this person just came in and said this to me.
No, but there was no context for that at all.
No, and I assumed the kid told her she beat it, and she thought you couldn't, or like it was like an old arcade game, you know, like old Pac-Man that would just go on forever until you fail.
Right.
And
That's funny.
so they sold the game to us and bought Halo 2.
Oh, that's nice. All
So
right.
I think the kid wanted to get rid of the game. He's like, "Oh, I'm done with it," and she's like, "No, I paid a lot of money for that. You're not. I'm not just gonna get rid of it." I
I
don't know.
feel like maybe it was like because my mom, when I was really little, she kind of tried to make this rule stick that was like, I won't buy you a new game until you finish the game that you just got. You know?
Yeah, it's a good rule.
That's a good policy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good. So it's like I would beat the game and then
Wish
we
I
would get a
followed
new
that.
one. So maybe she kind of did that same. Well, that fell away once Xbox 360 came into effect. Well, I still beat all my games, but like never mind. But like,
My mom stopped caring when I
maybe-
started paying for them.
yeah, basically. But like, I feel like that was kind of maybe something like that where she's like, I'm not gonna get you a new game until you can beat it, and then she, like you said, she figured it was like a Pac-Man or an Atari game where it was just about getting the high score and not. She didn't realize that there was an end, a definitive end to any of this.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. Can you beat this game? That's
I was a
great.
dumb kid. I had an original Xbox. All I played on it was some Shrek game, Digimon Rumble Arena, and
Okay,
some-
Rumble
a
Arena's
Star
not bad.
Wars game that I played for like 5 minutes and never went back to.
Which Star Wars game? There weren't even that many bad ones.
I don't know, man.
Battlefront,
And
Rogue
I got it at
Squadron.
launch. I don't remember the title of the Star Wars game.
Well, I know it
Knights
wasn't
of the Old
Republic
Republic?
Commando.
All right, was it
Oh,
Was it
It had
plot-
stormtroopers on the title on the cover art, I think.
So what was it? A game where you flew around in ships? Was it an RPG?
Was it first person?
Yeah.
No, it was not first person.
Okay, it wasn't Republic Commando. Was it
Battlefront, probably.
Battlefront? It had to have been Battlefront because there's a stormtrooper on the cover.
Yes, sure.
Did you shoot? Well, that's a dumb question. Did you? Never mind.
I
It was
actually
probably
think I played
Battlefront.
it for like 5 minutes and never went back to it.
See, it didn't play.
Wow.
Gotcha.
Julian just doesn't like shooters. That's it.
No, it was Clone Wars. It was Clone Wars.
Oh,
okay.
I remember that game.
All right.
See, I was
Well,
kind of like Julian, where I like didn't really like I mostly just played video games at like my cousin's house and stuff, and like I eventually got a GameCube, but I only had like 3 games for it, and I was very content. It was like Melee, Wind Waker,
played-
and Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2.
Dude, you guys didn't invest in the best stock market there was, which was garage sales. I got so many good games from garage sales. It was awesome.
You should post
got-
on Reddit, reaping the karma.
Yeah, dude, it was so good. It was like, here's this CD case full of a bunch of games that were good. I have for like PlayStation 1, I got this back in like middle school, a CD case. It had all 3 discs of Final Fantasy VII, which I let a friend borrow. He never came back. But that's the biggest one. Then I had all the Crash games that came out for PS1, all the Croc games, just like a whole bunch of good stuff. And then for $1, my mom got Genma Onimusha for the Xbox original, and then she got Rygar for like $1. Oh man, it was great. Garage sales are awesome. Too bad people now the gaming exploded within the last decade. Now nobody just throws their games out there anymore. They'll hold on to anything. They'll be like, it's worth something to somebody. I bet you. I'll put this on the interwebs on eBay, and I'll get $20 for it.
I don't know about all that. A lot of people just bring it into GameStop and get like 20 cents in credit, and then
Yeah, that also sucks. It's like you could get more for that at a garage sale. Somebody will passingly walk by and be like, you know what? Why not? $5. Here you go.
I don't know. The garage sale demographic isn't very often the right people who would be buying your video games at a decent price.
What are you talking about? There are moms that just like, I'll buy this for my kid. It's only $5 or whatever.
Okay, yeah.
Go for it.
That's fair. That's fair for some
And then
stuff. For
it's
some
like they're-
stuff.
And it's like for the most time, they're not gonna be like, oh, I'll bring this back to the garage sale and return it. It's like $5, whatever. Kid doesn't play it, who cares?
Yeah, I guess that's true. I was more thinking.
So
I don't know.
Public service announcement: the weather's getting better. Look out for those garage sales. You'll find cool stuff.
Yeah,
time
yeah.
people
I'm excited. I want to do some garage sale like hopping. Like I've never done it before.
Dude,
Garage
it's so
sale hopping.
fun. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever experienced it, Julian, but the joy of going with your family members, mainly your mom or grandma in my case, to garage sales, and then you look through the toy bins and the game bins that are right next to each other, and you're like, oh, cool, here's this cool game or whatever. I'll buy that. It's great. But then you'll go to the one that's all clothes and tchotchkes, and you're like, I don't. This is dumb. Never mind.
Dude, I've been to like one garage sale in my life. Like I need to step it up.
You've been to one.
Like a few. Like
I've
I
been to
went to a few with
zero.
my grandma, but my mom and my parents literally never go to garage sales because I don't know. They're
Yeah,
my
they're
parents.
rich. They don't need anything cheap.
You're not wrong.
Dang.
But
He finally admits it. Again.
80K is an okay wage, right, Jake?
all right, so this is a good time to end the
200K.
podcast.
It's an okay way.
All right, this sounds like a good place to end the podcast.
Let's share our wages real
All right,
quick.
I got-
So
I
Jake
got-
makes this much.
I got your outro. All right, Jake, I got your outro music right here.
My outro. I knew you were gonna post that because you posted it earlier. All right, am I gonna regret playing this on stream?
Maybe.
But I say go for it.
I'm playing it.
I'm just happy that you're considering it.
This is from It's Always Sunny.
Go play El Dorito. I got nothing else to say. Just do that, people, please. You won't regret it. Unless you suck at shooters, then yeah, you'll regret it.
This is my
Mitch, what the
So
hell?
soft.
They're actually playing this.
Yeah. Okay, that one was weak.